Okay, it started now. We don't need to have an intro.
It started.
It's...
What are you talking about? We need an intro. We need
No, we
to
don't.
introduce...
What's going on, guys?
that
Welcome
we-
back to Wasted Potential,
What's-
episode 2. Today,
What is going on, guys?
before we start the video,
Please.
make sure you hit that MFing like button. It really helps out the channel. Make sure you hit the notification, hit all, because YouTube does it just really bad. Before we get started, let's talk about our sponsor.
YouTube needs a competitor.
It does. I mean...
It needs a competitor that's actually good. Or,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go to Vimeo.
Well,
I'm gonna go to Dailymotion.
There's this, you can start a new mission whenever, by the way. I don't know how to, I'll say that before I start talking. There is,
Yeah.
there was a story I remember, I saw this a while ago, where there are these people on a different, they were on a different platform, I don't know what it was called, let's just say Vimeo for fun. It was like the most popular video on that site, and the owners of the site messaged them like, hey, if you want to keep this up, you have to give us like a lot of money, because our servers can't handle it. It's like, even if they have a good service, they just don't have the Google money or the bandwidth to like back it up.
Yeah. No, they don't.
And
It's
unfortunate.
such a shame.
Like Dailymotion's is probably their best competitor. And who the fuck uses Dailymotion?
He's gonna use Dailymotion, yeah.
It's like the Google and Bing thing. It's like Bing's also there, but no one uses it.
Every now and then, actually, I saw something like, I'm gonna call it like brazen, almost. I saw an ad on YouTube for another fucking service called Rumble. And it was just a bunch of ads about them just like shitting on YouTube, and they were like, "Oh, YouTube doesn't let you do this, that, and the other thing. Come to our site instead." And it's just an ad running on YouTube, like.
I think it's kind of. I think YouTube, even if they saw that, it'd be like, no one's gonna go to your shitty site. What are you crazy?
Like,
it doesn't matter. It's such a power play. Just be like, yeah, you can advertise here. It's not gonna work, but maybe you'll get us some revenue. I don't know.
give me your money, I'll run your ad on my website where you're trying to take my traffic. It's not gonna work.
It's not. It just isn't.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, all things considered, like, YouTube's a really good service. Like, people talk about how shitty the monetization is and, like, copyright strikes and everything, but, like, considering the goods that nobody talks about, like, the fact that, like, you can just upload anything and it stays there forever, as long as it's not, like, illegal.
Wow.
Yeah, for the most part. As long as it's not perceived as illegal. Like, I could upload a shitty video that gets 0 views and it'll stay up for 14 years.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I mean.
Yeah. No, like, there is... I remember I saw... Oh, fucking what's his name? RT Game. He put a couple of videos somewhat recently, and he was like... YouTube just, like, fucking flagged a bunch of his videos, and I can't remember if any of them like got deleted, but it was basically like, we're introducing new rules, and if your old videos don't conform to these rules, then we're gonna like, they're never gonna get fucking recommended to anybody ever again.
Like, YouTube's still pretty bad, but yeah, no, YouTube's still really bad. It's just the base service. The base is really nice.
Yeah.
The stuff that we take, like the fact that YouTube's always up. You don't have to register or anything. You can just upload whatever, and like they'll never ask you for money to keep it up. You can make money off of like I've made money off of YouTube videos. It's really not that hard. And once you have the audience, like other places, you're gonna have to like talk to people and like it's automated on YouTube. If they just had better management, or if they, if they just had like an actual CEO instead of Susan, I think YouTube would.
Susan.
Yeah, YouTube has a lot of potential, but it's wasted.
Oh, it's just like us.
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
It's like the name of the podcast or something, dude.
Yeah, man, we really are. We really are wasted potential.
We really are Team Fortress.
Man, this sure is a Toy Story. Oh, it's like I always say, there's the good, there's the bad, and then there's the ugly. There's
there
a funny box over there.
Okay, there is a card crate. I knew I heard something.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't put up any of my Centurions.
Anyways, yeah, shortly before you started recording, we were talking about isekai tropes.
I don't know how we got from shitty isekai tropes. Like, okay, I'm gonna start recording, and we're gonna talk about shitty isekai tropes, and we just talked about YouTube.
Yeah, I think we just talk about YouTube.
I don't know where that came from, but shitty isekai tropes. The one we were talking about was the funny trope where the main character spawns in like the new world, and they immediately see like a cute girl or like a wagon getting mugged.
Yeah,
it's like a chance for them to display their awesome epic power.
Like, I've watched a lot of isekai, and it is absurd how often it happens.
Yeah, it's... I mean, you could show me, like, 10 isekais, they could all have that, and I would not be able to tell the difference.
Oh my god, like... I like to think that I have... Oh, Prospector.
Oh, I did took some hits. Go on.
I like to think that I have half-decent taste, but I also have the ability to recognize that I also like garbage.
Yeah. Like, these guys are bad,
man.
The girls are cute, and I like when the main character saves them, because I'm like, oh man, that could be me.
Yeah, like, I'm a sucker, but, you know.
Because they're still awful.
Yeah.
It's like being a heroin addict.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm ooh. I need another hit. I know it's bad for me, but I need another hit.
Yeah. Like, give me this guy. What's this guy? He has the power to he's like a dolphin, and he's in another world, and he has the power to kill people to telekinesis. Sure.
Yeah.
This guy turned into a toilet. Why not?
Why not? Why the fuck not? Yeah, it's like I like isekai, but man, there is an overwhelming amount of garbage.
I wonder why the isekai trope is so appealing to, you know, losers such as myself and you. No offense.
Well, it's an escapist fantasy.
Yeah. Like, this world sucks, I just want to go to a new one.
Like, and it's also very appealing because there's the prospect of, if I kill myself, I might make it into a better place.
Oh!
So, it's a double whammy, honestly.
At the funeral, you're like, he may be dead, he may have killed himself and left all of us, but at least he's in the isekai world having sex with cat girls.
Yeah, like... If I ever kill myself, just know that I am fucking... like, hard, you know?
Yeah, you're having
all
sex
women.
with some cute anime girls. For some reason they're anime
and
girls.
maybe boys.
And maybe boys.
No,
oh
man.
My god. Yeah. I would be having sex with cute cat boys and cute cat girls. What? Why would you be having...
Big men.
Why would you, when you're dead, have sex with big men?
Would you not?
No. I wouldn't.
Oh, we got a Gaylord over here. He wouldn't have sex with men.
I don't like this. I don't like having sex with manly men.
Okay.
I don't care if that makes me gay. I'd rather have sex with, like... It sounds weird when I say I'd rather have sex with boys, but, like, there's a difference in terms of, like boys are kind of, like, feminine, while men are, like, manly. I don't mean... That's not, like, an age thing. And that silly isn't, but it's, like, more like a... Like lumberjacks. Like, fuck that, dude. Fat truckers? No, thank you.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
No! Oh. Oh, it all comes tumbling down.
Yeah, fucking... Anyways, isekai.
Yeah, there's a lot of shade. I mean, the part of the isekai fantasy as well is... I'm up here. Part of the fantasy is also the fact that the main character is always, like, super overpowered with no effort required on their own part.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's
also
another
big
fun
part.
bit. That's like if I had powers, I'm basically like a god. Like, yeah, I'd love to just be able to, like, easily, at no cost on my own, do good shit and, like, get rewarded for it.
Yeah, like...
Or in some isekais, do bad shit and get rewarded for it.
Do bad shit, get rewarded for it. Man, I love Rising of the Shield Hero.
Oh, it's great. Oh, I love abusing children.
I love buying children with my ill-gotten gains.
And then yelling at them and making them kill. Fucking hell. I can't wait for that video to come out, dude.
Oh, man.
He says as if he has no control over when that video comes out.
Yeah, like, oh man, that asshole is holding out the video. She really should get on it.
Yeah, that guy who's trying to make that Rising of the Shield Hero video that goes into depth about how that's a bad show. It's kind of funny, because, like, I've watched it a lot. By the way, I should say for clarification, I should say for clarification, the asshole is me. I'm making a Rising of the Shield Hero video. This will probably be out before that's out.
Yeah. It's on the way.
It kind of amazes me how popular like that show is. Like it's
is
really popular.
really popular, and like
even as a like
I
fulfillment.
genuinely cannot figure out why.
Like even as like a fulfillment fantasy, it doesn't really work because like the main guy he's so like oblivious to the girl's desires. One of them's like his daughter. The other one's like actually a child, not as a joke, actually a child.
Actually, a child.
Which like I'm fine with, but it's kind of messed up for most people.
Yeah, like it's like I have no idea how it works.
She is mentally a child that he raised from like slavery, so she's kind of attached to him no matter what. And he treats him poorly, so I'm like...
She's mentally a child, and then there's another one that's, like, mentally and physically a child.
Yeah, like,
and then
there's another
one that's mentally and physically a child.
Oh my god, there's so many... Like, they're... Like, it's a funny joke of, like, anime children. They look like children, but they're actually, like...
There's
like,
no,
she was born from an egg that he hatched.
Yeah.
And like she's like 3 months old and she's like, I want to mate with him. Like, isn't he supposed to be like your mother or something? Because like that's how chickens work.
Didn't we say that she like imprinted on him earlier on?
Like very base, but I'm a degenerate. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. How the fuck did this get into production? You know?
Yeah, that video's gonna be great.
Yeah. It is. We should refrain from talking about Shield Hero because
it's all gonna be in the video. It'll be fine.
It's all gonna be in the video.
Oh my, that's like 1% of it too.
Yeah. Like.
Oh my god.
Right there, that's like maybe a page. There's like I don't know, 50 something out right now. Well, it's not out, but
well, there's like 50 like made.
There's like 50 pages of just script.
Oh my, it's crazy. I'm excited. Oh shit! I'm not thanks. Hold on. I mean that's only one of them too. I really don't like the Isekai, but the Demon King who like is super overpowered.
Oh,
and like
I love that one so fucking much. It's so fucking dumb. It's a love-hate thing for me, honestly. Yeah. It's one of the worst shows I've ever had the displeasure of watching. But it's also so fucking funny how bad it is.
I'll put visuals on screen just so we don't have to like add too much context. But like there's a bit where he like kills a guy with his heartbeat, and he like revives him just to kill him again. Yeah, he's like fighting this like caricature asshole who's like an asshole because he has to be, and then like he kills him and then he revives him just to kill him again. It's like this is like very deranged stuff, but it's supposed to be like oh this is awesome. He's like teaching him a lesson. Like this is fucked.
He's, like, insane.
I don't want to meet the guy who gets some fulfillment from this.
Yeah. Like, what kind of fucked up fantasy is this shit?
Yeah, everyone, and then nobody cares. They're all just like, yeah, he can do that, whatever.
He's very kind.
He's very kind. That's what the girl says! That's something you
say. She oh, what do you like about her son? His kindness.
You witness this guy murder someone over and over, basically torturing him with zero like you should be terrified of this guy, and she's like, he's so kind.
He's so kind.
He's so sensitive.
Oh my god, is this why I don't get bitches?
This is why I don't get bitches.
Do I just need to kill multiple men?
Do I just need to be a sociopath? Is this why girls like Ted Bundy so much? Wait, if Ted Bundy could kill people with his heartbeat and revive them over and over again, like fucking hell.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's basically the anime.
I forget how many episodes. I think I watched. We watched it. How many episodes did we watch?
Oh, we watched I think 2 or 3 episodes. Personally, I've rewatched it like once or twice, like the entire fucking series. It is so stupid. There's a 2nd season airing right now, actually. I think.
It got a 2nd season.
Baffling.
It got a 2nd.
It got a 2nd season. Which tells you everything you need to know about it.
People like it. People love it.
People love it.
That's just like 2. There's so many, and we've watched them. You've watched more than me, but we've both like. If you haven't watched it, I've read it.
Yeah, and like, I haven't really touched on it much, but I watch a lot of isekais. I read even more.
Oh yeah. Okay, like, I didn't even consider that. That's true.
Like. I read a lot of isekais to the point where if I ever like take a break from like reading manga for a bit, if I see a new chapter for something gets uploaded on like manga decks, I have to go back and reread the entire thing to remember who the main character is. It is so hard to differentiate.
Between all
And
the
like
different
that's not a joke. I've done that multiple times.
No, I absolutely. I've done the same. Where I read these. I think back on an isekai, and like, oh yeah, this is this isekai, right? It's like, no, that was a completely different one.
Yeah,
But they're basically identical. You know,
they're
character wakes up.
Yeah.
He saves a girl. You know,
Yep.
they like each other. There's like the villain,
First
but
6 episodes are always the same.
yeah.
At this point, you could probably just like, you know, do like a flash animation. And just like reskin all the bits for a bunch of different anime.
We need a bingo
It's
card.
hilarious how just similar everything is.
Yeah. I always like it too when like when it's just an excuse to get a character into a new world. There's no reason for it to be an isekai.
No.
They're just
Absolutely
fine
not.
with being dead and like in this new world. They're never like, oh, my family. They're always like, oh yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why is it even taking place in a new world? Why not just have it be like the old world, but like
There's like absolutely no reason for this to be an isekai. There's no like reflection on his past life. There's no like the closest I could even say to like there being like a theme or anything is like I don't know. They try to be a good person
well, I mean, the whole point, like,
in the new life, but there's no cost to them.
No, they don't have to do anything to learn. They just like, oh, I can be
Yeah.
a better person here because I'm granted these powers and I can use them to save cute girls and no cost of
Yeah.
my own.
And only cute girls.
And
too.
only cute girls. There's never any ugly girls.
There's never any uggos.
And if there's any like monsters or animals, they end up turning into cute girls, so it's fine.
Oh yeah.
Like the trope where like this animal is like I save turns into a cute girl and we have sex. Like,
Yeah.
I love it, but at the same time, it's getting old.
Yeah. And I'm not interested in old.
I'm interested in animal. Wait, yes, what you said. I mean, the whole
like,
point of isekai is like this whole like this like second chance at life thing.
It's a second chance to be, you know,
to be better than what you were. Like Mushoku Tensei is probably the best isekai I can think of, and it kind of encapsulates that. But then there's all these other ones. What are you killing that, or is that just happening off screen?
Yeah, I'm actually killing it now.
Okay.
Before it was just dying to like off-screen explosions, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. Most other ones are just like it's an isekai, so the viewer can better like insert themselves into the main character's shoes.
Yeah, it's not great.
You know?
Like there's about 2 isekais that I think actually use the like I guess theme of like rebirth to their advantage, and that's Mushoku Tensei and was it the Faraway Paladin?
Oh yeah, that has an anime, but it's not great.
It has an anime, and the anime is not great, which is really unfortunate. But the manga is great.
The manga's aces, dude. I love it.
Yeah, I there's a lot of characters that I really like. If anybody that is listening to this right now has not read or watched either, well, I wouldn't recommend watching the Faraway Paladin, but Mushoku Tensei, I can wholeheartedly recommend both the anime and the manga.
Yeah, Mushoku
I don't know
Tensei.
about the light
Like,
novel.
I don't think we want to spoil any of Mushoku Tensei or Faraway Paladin.
No.
But I think if you're listening to this, I would watch Mushoku Tensei and read the Faraway Paladin.
Yeah.
Those are 2 very, very good manga / animes in the isekai genre.
They are.
It's kind of hard to find them because it's so oversaturated as a genre.
It's so oversaturated.
By the way,
And like even if you do find like an isekai that is even half decent, it's like you kind of got to compromise for a lot, you know? It's like, okay, we got to do this scene, we got to do that scene, just because if we don't, it's not really an isekai, you know?
Well, what's an example of this?
Well, the carriage where
they spawn in the world and they find a carriage and it's like, oh, we're being attacked.
They spawn in the world and save cute girl immediately, and they're like latched to them for life.
Yeah.
My favorite part is when they do that and then they do nothing with this woman's like infatuation with this fucking blundering idiot.
Yeah, she's just kind of like her whole thing is like, I'm your girlfriend now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm your girlfriend now.
Even when it's not a girl.
And then there's like, oh my god, she wants to hold hands.
I never like how the main character is always like, oh, what, does she like me? I hate that so much. I wish there was like I wish there was more isekais where the main character was like, oh, she wants me.
Yeah.
I fucking
Like,
hate it when he's like, huh? You she doesn't like me. I'm just her friend.
He just willingly puts himself in a friend zone just because it's funny, I guess.
Yeah, because I guess isekai, I guess it ruins the illusion if the main character actually gets a girlfriend.
Yeah, I can't relate to that. You kidding me?
I'm trying to find the second battery bag. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I've been like all over this cave. I haven't found it.
I hate it. I mean, the character. My main issue is that it's so easy because like main character spawns in a world. They meet a carriage, and even if it's not a cute girl, it can be someone who can like take them to a town and explain how the town works. Like you don't have to put any effort into actually having the character figure it out. Just to have this guy explain it to you. It's like okay.
Just
it's
fucking
easy.
have it just, and it's like it's so easy from like a storytelling standpoint too, because it's just like, okay, how am I going to introduce this world to a bunch of people that know nothing about this? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'll have a guy explain to the viewer. Well, in no uncertain terms.
It's kind of funny because isekai already lends itself well to putting the viewer in the main character experience because they're also in a new world, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's already easy enough. You don't need to make it easier for yourself. Because it just ends up everyone else does the easy thing, so it's similar. Everything's so similar. That's why tropes exist.
So, yeah.
Because they're easy.
Yeah.
But I like isekais.
I think I found it.
But I'm a big isekai fan.
I like these guys.
I think it's the fact that we both like isekai so much that we can say like what's bad about them.
Oh yeah.
It's the fact that we're fans that makes us hate them.
We're fans. That lets us criticize them.
Yes. Although
yeah, no, I think in order to be a fan of the genre, you need to be able to tolerate a certain amount of just horrible garbage.
Well, I mean, I just think that the ratio currently of good to bad is so severe.
Yeah.
Like, you can still be a fan of the genre while only liking the good stuff, but if you want to be a fan of, like, what's currently coming out, yeah, you kind of have to tolerate the bad stuff.
If you want to be, like, one of those guys that, like, alright, we got, like, fucking a dozen anime that are airing this season, and I'm gonna watch all of them. And then I'm gonna say what's good and bad. Also, I got third for it.
Oh, thank you. Just get the minerals. I already have all the stuff from it.
Yeah, it's...
So I'm excited for that show.
Shitty tropes.
I mean, that's going to be good about this. I'm not going to talk about it too much. Like, I'm not going to go into detail. But the fact of the matter is, like, there's a lot of tropes in there I get to talk about. And that apply to so many isekais. It's insane.
It's very good as, like, a general criticism of the genre, I think.
Yeah. Like, it's about Shield Hero, but really it's about the isekai genre.
You could apply it to a lot of fucking
shows.
Yeah.
What's the most recent isekai you've seen?
Oh god. Most recent.
If you can't name it, like, just to, like, describe it.
Oh god.
What's a isekai
like seen in terms of anime?
Or read, one of the two.
Oh god.
It didn't make it easy.
I realized I asked for the question, but that just made it harder. There's one. It was like fucking that I've been reading, or it's like I can't remember the title of it, but it's something along the lines of like I became like the god's apostles that they gave their generous blessings to.
I feel like
or
I've read
something
this
like
one.
that. And basically the main character gets super overpowered. Wait, no, don't leave.
Okay.
It's I guarantee it gets better, and no, it doesn't. You know what? I realized I started talking about this. I can't think of a single memorable thing that happens in that fucking manga.
You said like God's apostle, and he becomes really overpowered, and immediately like 5 different isekais come into my head.
Yeah, no, I I realize that doesn't narrow it down like at all.
No.
Like.
Like there's, I'm thinking of the ones like, okay, is it the guy with the wooden sword? No. Is it the guy who cooks who gets all the blessings? No. Is it the one? Is it the one where he like befriends the spider and the other thing? No. Like there's a lot of like God Apostle ones.
God Apostle, yeah.
Like, they're not bad.
There's one
God
specifically.
Apostle.
He just like. It's like he fucking like teaches himself magic and then like, fucking. They do this thing where it's like when you turn 5, you get your like God's blessings.
Oh, is it the one with his where it's like his eyes? Or is that a different?
No.
Or, okay,
that's
sorry.
another different one.
That's another different one where when he turns a certain age, he gets a blessing. Sorry, go on.
He like.
Can you shoot us for?
I think this is just. I think this is very emblematic of the genre. It's like, okay, God's Apostle, overpowered blessing.
Meets a cute girl.
Fucking.
The villain is really easy to beat.
Oh, it's really funny. I just remembered. Like he gets super overpowered. I just remembered like something that happens in it that I don't think has happened in many other ones. He like gets multiple fiancés. It's not like just like an unofficial like harem. It's like, okay, these two are like a thing.
Okay, so it's actually like they're actually in a relationship.
Yeah, yeah. Which,
that's,
you know, for an isekai, that's...
It's still effectively the same as having, like, you know, a not committed harem, but the fact that they actually say outright, like, no, this is actually a harem, that's better.
Yeah, it's like, wow, good job. And then there's... Yeah, he gets, multiple fiancés. And also, one of his fiancés is, like, the princess, where he saves her in a carriage.
Oh, dude, come on! No!
Immediately falls for him.
That's not fair. You had me complimented for actually making them like engaged, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what drama is gonna come from that. Maybe one of them gets jealous or something. God damn it, dude. Like, I wonder how they got engaged. I wonder if he did something very nice for all of them, or he put a lot of effort in, or it's like over the course of a long time they developed.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, he saves both of them at the same time.
Oh, does he?
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Oh my god.
One of them's like the princess, and one of them's like the fucking archduke, like daughter.
Oh, so they're
like
both royalty, basically.
Yeah.
They're just in a carriage.
At the same time, and they're like, oh my god.
What fucking carriage that holds like royalty is ever just like gets attacked by some no-name fuck off bandits?
Yeah. Every time.
It's always like all of our guards are useless, or like we just didn't have guards. It's like, really?
Yeah. I remember the fucking. In that one specifically, there's like a bunch of fucking guards around that are just like lifeless corpses, and he just kind of shows up and like immediately kills all the bandits. I can't remember if he kills or just incapacitates them. But like immediately, he just like revives everybody.
Oh wait, oh okay, that's nice. Yeah, no, that's cool. So he looks even he looks even nicer. Aw, he revived all those people at no cost of his own.
At no cost to himself.
The girl's like, oh my god, you're like Jesus, and it's like, no, it really was nothing. Like, I'm not exaggerating. No, this cost me nothing.
This costs nothing. I know, like. Or there's like a training arc that he goes on at one point where he like becomes like a demigod or some shit. It's fucking ridiculous.
My favorite's always the fake training arcs. Wait, oh, I might know this one actually.
I'll send it to you after.
There's this one where the villain's like has like these like weird visors.
Oh, you've like, already lost me. I don't think there's a villain.
No, okay, so I'm thinking of a different but very close one.
Yep, that's a different one.
Yeah, I saw an isekai where the guy like defeats the main villain like as soon as he's shown. The main villain like runs away, and I'm like, okay, well now he's like obviously not a threat. What the fuck was the point of that?
Yeah, it's to show how overpowered he is.
Yeah,
there's another.
So you hurt my girlfriend. I'm gonna...
like over that way-ish.
Yeah, I can just shoot him from here probably. You hurt my girlfriend. I'm gonna kill you.
gonna kill you.
The problem with the Isekais too is like a lot of them when they start out, they're awful. But there's a couple that when they start out, it's like, okay, this has a lot of potential, and then just becomes generic schlock. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
That's always
it
the most
happens
painful.
like an absurd amount.
Yeah, I remember.
Which is also very saddening to have happen.
I want to talk about this one because this one stuck with me for a long time, and it still sticks with me. I'm nowhere near you, by the way. I went back to my sentry guns, but there's this one.
Shit! I nuked myself.
Good, great job. Oh, fuck no. There's this one where the guy, you know, becomes overpowered, meets women. They all like him.
Yep.
And you're gonna know which one I'm talking. You're gonna know which one I'm talking about. He starts his own like little society, and he's like friendly and like everyone likes him, and like you know he he's able to take out like any enemies that come across his way. But then like there's this one time where he like lets some people into his village, and they end up like accidentally like they steal, and in the process they accidentally like kill like 3 of the members of the village. And
Yep.
And the MC like goes after this girl, and it's like this like creepy as fuck scene where he realizes like, fuck man, like I can't trust people, like shit, I don't want to I have to kill you just because you killed like people I like. And he at like a dark alleyway, he slowly walks towards her, and she's like helpless to defend against him because he's so overpowered, and she's like terrified, and he just like stabs her in the throat slowly. And I'm like, oh fuck.
And then they just move on.
And then they just move on. That like never comes up again. I'm like, you had something here. That could have been a really cool thing with this guy. Like, he like I don't know, maybe he started ruling with an iron fist or something to make sure no one can like you know hurt his village again or something like that. Or maybe he realizes that people aren't worth trusting and he like closes everything off. Something. Yeah. Or maybe he just hates like anything. But no, it's just like he's just like, oh man, that was crazy. I'm like, fucking...
That was nuts.
Like, you had potential, but you just had to go back to shitty, like, overpowered protagonists. It was just always nice.
Yeah. No, I know the one you're talking about now.
Yeah.
It's like
I don't know what it's called, but...
Moonlit Fantasy or something.
I don't know. And there's another bit in the same episode where he's like forced to, he's like teleported to a place where he has to fight some people who think he's their enemy. And I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, he can, like, overpower them, but, like, also he can, like, talk it through and explain, like, what's going on. I thought they were going to do that. But no, they just fight and he, like, beats them and then it's over. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought he was going to do... I thought because he's in the position here where he doesn't have to kill them because they can't really hurt him, he'd just be like, alright, here's the guys, listen. But no, it's always the shitty thing of, like... They're always like, no, I don't have to listen to you. You're a stupid, dumb idiot. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you're on whatever.
The potential, it's wasted!
Wasted!
You thought it was about us? No!
Yeah. No, we're talking about things that have wasted potential.
It's always about the Isekai!
It's always about the Isekai. It's about the Mets!
Think, Mark, think! About the Mets, love the Mets.
All about the Mets. There we go.
Oh my god, there's like dude bros laughing outside my... Don't call them dude bros, Brandon. That's derogatory.
Dude bros.
There's like a
film school.
Yeah, there's a bunch of. I mean, it's film school, but it's also heavy equipment operation school. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, so they're doing that while I'm. You know, it's all the same building.
Well, what an odd crossover.
Yeah, you wouldn't think. Yeah, they're just like laughing in the kitchen. I don't know what they're laughing about.
Yeah, they're probably talking about.
Probably talking about shitty. Probably listening to this episode right now.
Yeah,
like,
somehow.
Isekais really are that generic. Top shelf.
You know what? Fuck this.
Yeah, just go to them. Nice.
This wall is really thin.
I should really make an Isekai. There's so much potential with the genre, man.
There is. It is like
people always do like fantasy world. Like it doesn't have to be like a generic fantasy.
It really
world
doesn't.
With elves and you know dwarves and stuff. You can have anything you want.
Like you can do like a good fantasy isekai.
Yeah, like it's not bad.
I love a good fantasy
isekai, but no one really utilizes like the genre for that. Mushoku Tensei has it like it's fantasy, but it also has like its own races and its own like system for for everything.
I mean, it was also made, like, I won't say, like, before everything else, but...
It was a pretty early isekai.
It was one of the first, like, isekais.
Well, that just goes to show that they made it knowing that they could take advantage of the isekai genre.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't do it because it was popular, they did it because
just,
it lent itself well to the story.
Exactly. It happens to be fantasy, but, you know, you can use your fantasy to do good things.
Yeah.
I should give you a name.
There's interesting, like, new
Or,
races.
you could make... fucking...
Or you can make, what's it called?
Here's our obligatory evil race.
Yeah.
Here's the obligatory cat girl race.
Here's the royalty that's really evil, because of course royalty is evil. Here's the church, which is evil, because of course churches are evil.
Oh,
dude,
that's
evil
another
churches.
one
That like,
evil church.
Why is everything in power just evil in isekais? I hate it.
Yeah, the church.
Evil.
Evil.
The kings. Like,
why is it evil?
Because they take advantage.
I'm
of
not
people.
like. I'm not a religious man, but I recognize that, like, at least back in the day, churches were like, that was kind of your community center, you know?
Yeah, like
that's, people helped each other because we're in the same church.
Yeah, churches.
You know?
I'm sure there was probably evil stuff going on like behind the curtains in some churches, but
probably.
I imagine for the most part it was just normal dudes like going about their day.
Yeah.
I don't think the fact that like
a
lot of
especially
isekais...
back in the day too. It's like, and when I say back in the day, I mean like the fucking like 1500s.
Yeah, like before like literature was a thing, so you couldn't just email everyone. You had to go to this place to congregate and talk to everyone and get lessons. You didn't have Dora to teach you the importance of saying no to stealing or stuff like that. I don't know why isekai genres like if churches are so evil. Like how the fuck do they always get
how do they stay in power? Yeah.
They're like, oh, the church is like taxing us and they're discriminating against like these groups of people, and I know this sounds ironic because it happens in real life, but not to the degree that it happens in isekai.
Yeah, it's like kind of stupid.
They're straight up like dictator villains in isekai. I kind of wish they weren't.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they showed like, okay, they do good stuff, but they also do bad stuff. It's always like, no, they're evil and they need to be taken down.
It's always just like evil, and like I know you can still do good things with a good church.
Yeah, I mean the Rising Paladin is a example of.
Well, I was gonna avoid saying it. But
oh
yes.
yeah, sorry, not to do spoil. It's just Paladin's in the name.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna spoil it, but I think it does churches pretty well.
It does churches pretty well. Yeah.
They're not just.
Ready to?
Yeah, I'm ready. You can just shoot it whenever.
Yeah.
Too.
You can do a lot of things with a good church.
Yeah, I like isekai dojins a lot, though. I like how they suck to the cat girls.
Isn't it called like My Ideal Life in Another World or something?
Probably. I think that's what it's
I don't
called.
know the name of it.
I'll put a picture of the cover on screen right now.
Yeah.
That's a very high tier dojin.
Yeah.
It makes me
put
sad.
Picture on screen. We'll put digits in later on too.
Yeah.
If you're
just incidental digits. No rhyme reason behind them.
Well, just the numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
Yeah. You'll never know.
No, I have no idea.
I.
Sometimes there's just like little funny numbers.
Yeah. Little funny numbers. But that dojin
they
in
have no
particular makes
meaning.
me. That dojin in particular. Am I allowed to say? Yeah, I'm allowed to say dojin. That dojin in particular makes me sad because it's like, oh man, the cute girls love him and he loves the cute girls, and oh man, I'll take things I'll never have for 10, Jerry.
For $10.
I never watched Jeopardy. I don't know how that works. I mean, that's the whole point. Is wish fulfillment, and dojins are like the pinnacle of that.
Yeah.
They can't do that in regular isekais because then it gets like rated X.
Yeah. X.
Yeah, X for what? Why is that funny?
X for extreme.
If you want, I'll give you another shot at that.
No.
Okay.
I'm sticking by it.
Alright, I respect that. I mean, monster girls too. Those just aren't a thing in real life and will probably never be.
Oh yeah.
Monster Musume is not an isekai, but it's prime like wish fulfillment.
It's
like
good.
the cute bird girl, the cute slang girl, like there's like they have these like qualities that real women don't have in terms of just like
Yeah, they have
how
qualities
their
that real women
physique
don't
is.
have, where they love you.
They love you and they don't cheat on you. I don't hate women. I'm just joking.
He's
I don't-
joking.
I don't
I am also joking.
Yeah, I don't even talk to women. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a social pariah. You think I talk to women? I throw up thinking about talking to my teachers. I don't. It's not that I don't want to. It's not that I'm just like, ah, fucking women. I'm like, I feel like I would vomit if I tried talking to one.
Yeah.
At least in recent
I'm gonna
times.
call it.
Yeah, just call it out. Yeah, I mean, it's the whole appeal of not only isekais, but any fantasy thing where there's like monster races and new rules to a new world and.
Yeah. Talking about fantasy with monsters, Interspecies Reviewers
Oh
is
my
a
god, that's-
fantastic series.
It's not an isekai, but it is fantasy.
It is fantasy, and it has monster girls, and it's unironically great world building.
I think it's a great example of like of how like you think things out in the world of how they would realistically work.
Yeah.
Like, unironically, the amount of effort they put into. Okay, I'm not going to spoil the entire thing, but I am going to give out the premise. The premise is that it's like a fantasy world with a bunch of different races, like a bunch of different races.
Like a lot of races.
And there's these group of people who go to brothels of all these different races, and they review them. And the amount of creativity and thought that goes into how these brothels would work. Like how does a slang girl brothel work? How does a spider girl brothel work?
Yeah.
And like what would be the upsides and downsides of each of them? How would each race like find these like brothels? How would there's a lot of factors, and it handles it really well. It's also like very sexy, but at the same time like I'm like, damn, that's sexy.
It can be
world
both.
building. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some like
Above
nice
all
character
else, the
moments.
most erotic thing in that series is knowledge.
Yeah, women will leave you, but not
Yeah,
just
mirror my
forever.
garage.
That's an old one.
No, it is unironically a fantastic example of well thought out world building, I think.
Yeah, maybe No, I think world building is the right way to say it. I think no, it absolutely is the right way, the right word to describe it. Because I mean, that's like
Imagine like shitting on world building for like no reason.
Yeah, imagine saying that you want to retire the world. Imagine saying you want to retire the word world building.
Yeah.
Imagine being that.
Good thing that there's no
fucking
like very
stupid.
well known, very famous writers that would say that.
No, I don't think so. You'd have to be actually insane. You'd have to be like a hack jumps like fraud.
Yeah. Kick the ladder or
Don't say
something.
it. Don't think it. Don't say it. Don't think it.
No, I love a good bit of world building.
Yeah. I like characters. I like world building. Man, I just like good stuff.
Yeah, I like good things.
I just
I
like
like
it
when
when
things are good.
I like it when I sleep because then I dream, and in my dreams, good things happen. I really hope those conversations going on in the background don't appear on the mic, because if they do, it's going to be upsetting.
Well, I can tell you that I don't hear anything on my end, but that's
Yeah.
just because it's
Discord does noise cancellations.
Yeah.
There's a MFing double XP mission on.
Ooh.
If you want to stop this game at any time and play something else,
Yeah.
or if you just want to talk, like that's up to you.
I think actually booting up Blooms is probably more suited for this right now.
Okay.
Because you don't really have to talk about gameplay in that.
No, we'll do like easy co-op missions. I can just cut out these bits if I want to. If I end up showing like if my wallpaper ends up being like a questionably young girl having sex with different monster races. Not real, obviously.
Well, yeah, the monsters are impossible to feel.
Monsters are fake.
Obviously.
Yeah. Listen, if you want to make that Droneable as a creep video, there's already plenty of material out there. You don't need to listen to this podcast for that.
So, yeah, no, it's out there. It's
Yeah.
available. I like world building.
I like Peach from Mario. She's sexy and cute, and she says, Mario. And she can cook, and she doesn't yell at me. and she thanks me when I do good things for her, and
He's getting flustered thinking about it.
I am. I like cute girl. There we go. All right, now we can actually talk.
Yeah. Actually, talk. What were we going on about? We were talking about. Oh yeah, look at that
Fudanari.
shit. Look at those.
What?
Right, we were talking about the world building and interspecies reviewers.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we're pretty much good on that. Like, it's really good. Go watch or read interspecies reviewers as well.
Or both, honestly.
Yeah, you can do both. You know, I generally like to read the manga then watch the anime to see what they cut out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can do whatever.
In general. Like, the rule of thumb is that the manga is going to be better than the anime.
Yeah, that's not always true. Maybe you'll end up with
It's not always true.
Funny little surprise. Oh my god. Ooh. I'll cut out the yawning. I'll only leave in all the good bits where we sound really good. I'll be like a politician.
Where we sound very smart and not at all like we're just a couple of fucking
losers talking
dropouts talking about shows that we like.
I like this show because the girl is cute. I don't like this show because I don't like the main guy. He's bad.
Did we talk about Puss in Boots last time?
No, we didn't. Wait, did we? I don't think we did.
I have no idea.
Puss in Boots is fantastic.
It is a fantastic show. Not show. Movie.
Movie. Are we allowed to... Should we spoil Puss in Boots as well? Or, like, I don't know. Like, I'm worried about spoilers. Because I've been there where I've listened to podcasts and they just start talking about something and I'm like, oh, I'll watch it later.
I think by the time that this episode comes out, it'll be, like, long enough where it's like, okay, if you haven't watched it by now, you're not going to watch it. Type deal.
I mean, it's only been out for, like,
It's been out since December, and it's like... As of recording this, it's... You know, we're in February.
Okay, we'll talk about it. I guess I'll... Okay, so, yeah, we'll talk about Puss in Boots and we'll go into spoilers. But I'd recommend watching it without any spoilers, because that really enhances the
we should give that spoiler warning. If, for some reason, you have not watched it, I think it's available on YouTube. You can rent it there.
Yeah, you can rent it on YouTube. I wouldn't recommend pirating it, just because I think this deserves money.
Yeah. I think that's something that is actually good. If you don't have the money for it, I get it.
Yeah. I understand.
We're not gonna be like one of those guys that's like, oh, fucking, you don't have enough money to support the things that you like? What the hell's wrong with you?
What are you fucking gay?
No. Normal people have living expenses that they need to, like,
yeah.
use.
You can't drop $20 on a movie? Well, why don't you just... What are you, Satan?
What? Go without food tonight.
I would recommend, if you do pirate it, I still think you should probably think about supporting it in the future. Like, if you ever do get the funds,
like buy it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I should get that Puss in Boots Blu-ray because, you know, I watched the movie. I feel like they deserve money.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of interesting. Before we talk about real quick, piracy has always been interesting to me because, you know, there's the whole thing of like I pirate it and then I decide whether or not it deserves money. Like, that sounds really fucked up when you think about it.
It does.
But at
the same
still...
time, I totally get it.
I get it. At the same time, it's better than just not giving the money ever at all. Yeah. There's, like, different tiers going on. Go on, as you were saying with Puss in Boots, The Last Wish.
The Last Wish. What a movie. What
a wonderful, wonderful movie.
It's genuinely fantastic. Like... Well, I think I said this before, but the animation in it makes me think of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, which is another pretty fantastic film.
It's another fantastic Western animated movie that, if you haven't watched, you should watch.
A phrase you only get to say once every, few years.
Once every couple of years, you get to say, it's a good Western animated movie.
Although, apparently Pinocchio was really good, too, so maybe we're in a resurgence.
Maybe we're in a resurgence. I genuinely hope so.
But what do you want to talk about when it comes to... I mean, Puss in Boots is kind of like an Isekai, so we're still on theme.
It's kind of like an Isekai,
yeah, it's another life, but what do you want to talk about first? You want to talk about the villains? Do you want to talk about Puss and his arc, or like what?
Like, It's hard to choose.
I think my favorite thing to talk about is the I like the villains a lot. I like how they have like every kind of villain, really.
Yeah.
They have
they do.
They have Jack.
They totally do.
What's his name? Jack Horner.
Jack Horner.
Jack Horner, who's
Who
just
is...
he's just evil. He's just a bad person. And it's
he's
not like he doesn't.
Person.
He kind of has reasons for being evil, but he's not like it's mostly on him. You know, he had a good upbringing. He has wealth. He's not desperate for anything. He's just a bad person. Something happened in his life that just made him like a very bad person. We don't know what it is exactly, but
no, we do.
He's bad.
It's Pinocchio.
Well,
that's why he wants all the magic in the world.
Yeah, I think he was a bad person before that, though.
Probably, but that was like I think the inciting incident.
That wasn't what I don't think that was what made him evil. I think that's what made him like want all the magic in the world specifically. Because like a regular normal person would see that and they wouldn't be like, I want to, hoard all of magic for everybody. I think they'd be like, I want to.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, but it still is kind of funny how they do kind of give him that reasoning. I do like that a lot.
Yeah, like but, even though he is just actually evil, he does have a reason. It's not just like it comes out of nowhere.
It makes sense to him.
It's like, yeah, it does.
It's a stupid fucking reason,
really?
But to him, it's...
If I can believe that somebody would do something because it's in their own reason, then that's good enough for me.
Yeah. Like, he wants to take over all the magic in the world because he just... It's power, and also, he got fucked by Pinocchio. Metaphorically. Yeah. And Pinocchio's a magic boy, so he's like, I hate magic. I want all the magic so that nobody else can use magic against me like that.
Yeah. He's gonna be the magic boy.
Yeah. That's only a small part of it, though. The very entertaining thing about him is that he's just an evil man, and it's hilarious how much he plays into it. Like he takes the phoenix and he like uses it as a flamethrower by like cocking its neck.
Which is also really funny because of the whole I guess theme of like
rebirth.
Not rebirth, but
I guess second chances or like rising
second
from
chances.
The ashes or changing.
Yeah. Which it's really funny because it's like, yeah, it's a funny little bit, but it's also thematically appropriate, I think.
Yeah, Jack does not care. He does not care at all about the sanctity of these kind of things.
Yeah.
He's
willing to tread all over second chances and that kind of stuff for his own gain.
Yeah, he doesn't feel the need to change it at all. He doesn't even register to him. Even when he's told outright like he's evil, he's not like, oh, am I a bad person? He's like, yeah, I know, loser.
What took you so long,
yeah.
idiot?
There's a bit where the cricket, who's like who's
also. I like the cricket a lot.
I like the cricket a lot.
It's supposed to be Jiminy Cricket, who is Pinocchio's consciousness.
Yeah, but he's like Jack's conscience. He's Jack's conscience, and Jack's an evil person. So Jiminy Cricket's just like, oh my god, you're awful. You're a horrible monster. And Jack's just like, oh, what took you so long, idiot? And then he flicks him off his shoulder.
Flicks him away.
Where he's just like, idiot. Like, yeah, he knows he's evil, and he plays into it. She's like gonna shoot a puppy in the face. And Jiminy's like, oh, you wouldn't shoot a puppy, would you? And Jack's like, yeah, in the face.
Yeah,
why?
In the face.
The fact that he says why after that. It's just... I realize we're just talking about what happens in the movie, but these are just highlights. They're why it's so good.
Just the highlights.
This is why Jack's so good.
It highlights why it's good. Yeah. And this is just like...
That's only one
There's like 3 people that I would recognize as like an antagonist in this movie.
The second one I want to talk about is okay, Jack's over. Jack's simplistic. So are you doing free play?
Jack's very simple. Yeah, we'll do free play.
Okay. The second one I want to talk about is Goldilocks. I'm kind of going. It's a weird order, I know, but Goldilocks and the Three Bears. They're not evil like Jack is. They're a different kind of antagonist, where their goals are in direct opposition to the main characters. But they're not necessarily evil goals. They're just different, and they can't have both.
Yeah,
so that's another interesting.
That was a very succinct way to word it.
Thank you. I pride myself on being succinct.
Yeah.
And that's what I really like about them is the fact that they're not that they're a different type of villain where you can sympathize with them.
Yeah,
and they have very good reasons for doing what they're doing, and they're not even wrong.
Yeah,
you can't go up to them and say like you're a bad person for doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at this point we should probably say like,
go on.
Fuck. Should we talk about like the never mind. Ignore me, I'm stupid.
Okay.
I was gonna talk about like just the straight up like plot of the movie. But I don't think that's appropriate right now.
I'll say the plot just in case no one's like, just in case someone like really doesn't care, or they've forgotten, they've seen the movie and forgotten about this bit. But the plot of the movie, real quick, is that there's a place in a very dangerous forest where you can get a wish, and you can wish for anything, and all the characters want to get there to wish for their own thing. Jack wants to wish for all the magic in the world so he can be like this powerful Giga Chad, like god. And Goldilocks, I'm not going to reveal what her wish is just yet, but her and the three bears, they want to go get this wish, and they don't say why.
They want the wish.
And Puss in Boots wants the wish because he's on his last life and he wants more lives, which we'll talk about more later.
Yeah.
But as they go on and they get this wish and they're fighting Puss in Boots to get that wish, you start to pick up on the fact that like the Goldilocks and the three bears, they're not all on the same page. Like Goldilocks is the leader, and they think they kind of know what they want the wish for, but it's not. But when it's revealed what Goldilocks wants the wish for, which is a pretty sad moment, really. Yeah. It's revealed that Goldilocks is like, I want to wish for real parents, like my real parents, because you're bears, and I'm not a bear. And it's honestly very sad because the bears are like good people.
Yeah,
they're like really good.
They're all very sweet.
They're very sweet. It's a sweet family dynamic they have going on here. But she still wants to meet her real parents because they're her real parents. She's not. They're people. They're not bears. Which is like the funniest thing to me. Even though it's true, it's sad, but it's funny. It's like, I'm not a bear.
He even says like, you didn't think you're bears.
But the fact of the matter is, what's really interesting about this is that the family of bears, they love her. Like, they really do. They still help her even though she
reveals that, and Mama Bear, she's like, if you think that's gonna make you happy, we'll go get you that wish.
Yeah, and
which is
such a
something that, like, I mean, that's a very motherly thing to do.
That's proof that she's like her real mother.
Yeah.
Like, I always love themes about, like, your parents aren't like just who you were born from. Your parents are who raise you.
Yeah.
And it feels bad to call them, I think antagonist is the right word for it, because these people aren't villains. They're very nice people.
Yeah.
And
they're just antagonists because, well, like I said,
they're in opposition to
there's one wish.
Yeah, so
everybody wants the wish.
And they're still helping her get, even though she's essentially like wishing for them not to be her family anymore. But because they care about her happiness, they still do it. And it's a sad moment too. They're not doing it like they're not like, well, let's go get your wish. They're like, all right, well, if that's how you feel.
It's gonna make you happy. Yeah.
It's so sweet, and it really reinforces. It even comes ahead later when Goldilocks realizes, like, shit, man, these people, they are my family. She has the choice later in the film where she's like, do I go for the wish or do I save my brother bear?
She has like the wish in her hands, and then like her was it like baby bear is like about to fucking eat shit, basically. And she like throws it away, and she's like, "Nah, I gotta save him. I gotta go help out."
She's like, she is essentially the choice of like, do I go for my quote unquote real family, or do I save like my family that's raised me? She gets this choice, and I didn't know she was gonna make the right one or not. I wasn't sure if she was like gonna try and wish for something, or like I wasn't sure if she was gonna have to learn this the hard way, or she got it right now. But she goes for it, and it's such a nice moment. I really like her as an antagonist, because she has her own story arc going on while being a villain to Puss in Boots. Antagonist.
Yep.
Villain makes her sound evil. She's really not.
Yeah, and like that's the thing is, the villain sounds evil. Like I would say Jack is a villain.
Jack's a villain. Jack is like Hitler times 5.
All that worthless crap.
Yeah.
he's just evil.
Yeah. So we have the just straight up evil villain. We have like the sympathetic quote unquote villain, and then we have the last villain, which is a force of like a force of nature in the truest of terms.
Yeah.
Like you can't like it's the wolf who we later find out. I'm gonna say it right now, just to make the conversation easier. He's like death. He's not metaphorically,
he's death incarnate.
Not theatrically. He's just actually death. And he's pissed off at Puss in Boots because Puss in Boots is on his last life. And as we learn, he did not care for any of his previous 8 lives. He died in very superfluous ways, like disrespecting death. He doesn't care about it at all. He laughs at death in the face.
He laughs in the face of death.
Yeah, but Death says, he says, you had like 9 lives and you didn't value any of them.
So I figured I'm just gonna take the last one because you don't give a shit.
Because I hate you. I want to take this last one because you.
Yeah.
And that's a very like good motivation for Death himself to come after Puss in Boots. Like, at first, when I thought about it first, I was like, okay, that's a bit over the top. But then I thought about it. I thought back to the flashbacks where we see how he dies. He dies in very stupid ways.
Yeah.
There's
one where he like dies. He has like an allergic reaction to like shellfish, and he just keeps eating.
Yeah, he's like, is this shellfish? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, whatever. He just kills himself because he's just like, fucking, it's not worth the effort to not. It's like, it's good shellfish.
Yeah.
There's one where he's like, he like just walks off a building. It's like, he really did not value those lives in the slightest to an insulting degree.
Not a single one.
Like, as someone who only has 1 life, allegedly, I felt like kind of, I felt kind of like, I don't know, angry at him for a second. I was like, this is kind of messed up. Like, Puss in Boots, come on. You have 8 lives and you're just wasting them.
In the moment when we like first see like all of his like past deaths, it's like they're all really funny.
They're all really funny. Even the first one where the bell lands on him, you're like, that's a funny surprise. But then the more you think about it, the more you're like, that's how he died. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Think of all the wasted years. Oh my god, the wasted potential!
With the wasted potential!
Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding!
Oh, we're gonna do that a lot, huh?
Yeah, that's gonna be a recurring bit.
It's kind of funny, though.
But so Death has a really good motivation, but the way he goes about it is so... Like, he is honestly terrifying as a villain.
Yeah.
Like,
he is.
He has this overwhelming presence. He... Like, whenever you hear his... Whenever Puss in Boots hears his whistle, like, you know shit's about to go... Like it's intimidating. It gives me chills.
Happening. Yeah, like, I remember... the first time I watched it, even though the second watch through, I would hear that whistle, and I would, like, get goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's, like...
It's so foreboding.
Especially, there's a scene like super early on where he like Puss like first meets this like death incarnate wolf man.
He doesn't know he's death yet, by the way.
He doesn't know he's death at this point. And he fucking makes him bleed.
Yeah. He like cuts he nearly decapitates him or like splits his head in half. And he cuts him and he makes him bleed and the blood is like running down Puss in Boots' head. And it's in that moment, Puss in, like, first of all, as an audience member, you're like, oh, he almost, like, killed that cat. But then in Puss in Boots' perspective, like, he almost died, like, for good. Like, that revelation, that revelation, like, throws him into a panic. Because of course it fucking would. You have this guy you cannot beat. Like, he overwhelms Puss in Boots.
Yeah.
And he almost kills him. He makes it, and it makes him terrified of death. Which is such a universal, like, you know, like, concept. Everyone can understand that. Thanks to denial, I'm immortal, but I can still understand that. Why, like, people would be afraid of
why you
death.
would fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fear is real, too. Like, he does not go like, oh, I'm scared, I'm nervous. He hyperventilates. He's stumbling to get away.
He has, like, a panic attack. It's like...
Like, actual panic attacks.
Man, I remember there was a thing, like, going around on Twitter where, like... This is when Velma first came out, too. And they were like... Look at this panic attack in Velma versus the panic attack in fucking Puss in Boots. And it's just like... fucking night and day.
It's a great example of how, like, even though Puss in Boots is like a fantasy thing, you know, where it's like, it's a funny cat and they're going on adventures to get a wish. It's so grounded and real.
It's a talking cat.
It's still so much grounded. It's so grounded. It's so real compared to Velma, which is supposed to take place in the real world, but it's so unrealistic in like how people act. It's honestly a fantastic comparison of how like eternal consistency works, or like how you know how they have these rules. Like Puss in Boots is basically a person. Like he's a cat, but he's in terms of how he talks and everything, he's basically a person.
He's basically a person, yeah.
And he acts like it. Meanwhile, Velma doesn't act like a person, and she's supposed to be a person.
Yeah.
And it kind of just shows why Puss in Boots is so great. It's because they gave a shit. They really did.
Yeah, they do. It's fantastic. Yeah, but anyways, going back to death.
Yeah. What were you going to say, or... Sorry, it sounded like you were going to say something, and then you paused for a while, so I wasn't sure.
I was, I laughed. It didn't really come through.
Okay.
Yeah, going back to death, he is a, like, fantastic, like, force of nature, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, his motivations are completely reasonable, even though he is deaf. But, his main thing is towards the end. I want to talk about this just because it shows his character even more. Puss in Boots eventually comes to realize that he needs to value the life that he has now. Like, he doesn't. He's no longer laughing at death. He's no longer terrified, but he realizes it's something he has to accept, and that he's gonna fight for his life no matter what. And this makes Death realize, like, oh fuck, Puss in Boots, like Puss, he realized that his life is valuable.
He had the realization.
Yeah, he has. It's like fucking hell. He's not an arrogant asshole. I don't have a reason to kill him personally anymore because he's no longer the person I want to kill. And Death realizes that, and he's frustrated. He's like, oh, he doesn't get the satisfaction of killing this arrogant asshole because he learned.
Yeah.
And even though Death is still gonna,
it's a great way to conclude that, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, how do you win against Death? The fact of the matter is, Puss doesn't.
Like, he says that too. He's like even when Death leaves, later in the
finale,
like upon having that realization, he like says, you know, I will come for you later, right?
Yeah, I forget what Puss says, but do you remember what Puss says?
And I think he just says like yes.
Yeah,
or something.
He's
like
I realize that.
And like I know, or something.
Yeah, and Death, and like this, like in this moment that I love, he like puts his like sickles away, and he says like live your life. He says live your life, Puss in Boots. Like
live it well.
Yeah, live
or
it
something.
well, or something like that. It's such a nice moment. It's proof of Puss's character growth. The fact that Death realizes that he's a different person now. He doesn't need to kill him.
Yeah.
There's nothing. He's got the.
He's lost his drive. Or he's lost his reason to kill him, so he doesn't kill him.
And there's a bit that I like where Death says like, "You're not the person I wanted to kill anymore," and plus he's like very serious. He's like, you know, he has a brave face on, but as soon as Death is like, "You're not the person I want to kill anymore," plus like he also has this like he like what's the word? It's not like a sigh, but it's like he's like like he's like relieved, and it's just so real. Like he doesn't want to die, but he's learned that he needs to fight for it, and it works. He staved off death, at least for now.
For now, which I've said this like once or twice, but I can't believe that a story about overcoming mortality, or rather the fear of mortality, comes from fucking Puss in Boots.
Yeah, like the Shrek spinoff, where the previous one was about an egg. Like no one expected that.
Not a single fucking person was gonna like look at this movie and say, "Yeah, that's gonna be a great movie
This
about
one's-
overcoming the fear of mortality."
Yeah, this one's gonna be the one where where I can look back on years to come and still like it fondly.
Yeah.
No one thought that was gonna happen. And like we haven't really talked about how terrifying death is, because we talked about the opening scene where he makes Puss in Boots bleed. But there's so much more to him than that. I remember when he's first introduced, before they actually have their first fight, and he trounces him. He says he asks for his autograph, and he shows the wanted poster to Puss in Boots. He slides it over, and he says, "I like your autograph right here." And with his claw, he like points at the word "dead" because it says "wanted dead or alive," and he points at it saying "dead." And I'm like, "Fucking hell, dude!" Even as that's cool as shit. And even if he was just a bounty hunter, that's still really intimidating.
That's still like, man's got a good flair for theatrics, I guess.
Yeah. He's not terrifying because he's deaf. He's terrifying and also he's deaf.
Yeah.
I think that's the important distinction to make. Oh, waiting for other players?
Reconnecting to your game. Oh, there we go.
Okay. And, I mean, that's only the villains. That's only the villains.
That's only the villains.
There's still,
well, antagonists.
Antagonists, because I'm not even sure if I would call Death a villain, to be honest. Because I completely understand his reasoning.
Yeah.
And it's not even
what you
inherently evil reasoning either, you know?
No, he's well, like you said, he's a force of nature.
Yeah.
You almost have like the what was it, the 3 different type conflict, I think.
Man versus man, man versus nature, and man versus society? God,
I think there's also, is there not man versus self?
Man versus self is another one, I think. There's a lot of different types of conflict, but this one has a lot of them.
It has a lot of different types of conflict in this, which I enjoy a lot.
Yeah, I mean, man versus man is probably Puss versus Jack, and then I mean, versus nature is death. Yeah. I guess with Goldilocks, it's not really man versus man. Maybe it's like Goldilocks versus society because she wants to have her real parents.
Yeah.
The point is that it has a lot of different types of conflict all rolled into one very succinct story.
Yeah, it's very nice.
My favorite character, I haven't even mentioned my favorite character yet, is I forget his name. I just call him Burrito. I know his actual...
Oh, Perito.
What's his name?
It's I think his name is Perito.
Perito. I know it's like the Mexican word for cat or something.
It's like, I think it's the Mexican word. I think it's Spanish for little dog or something.
Is it? Okay. Because I'm really terrible with names, especially when they're in a different language.
Yeah.
But Perito is Puss in Boots' like he's like his friend, his sidekick, who goes on the adventure with him, despite Puss in Boots' like dislike for him initially. And I was really worried he was going to be like the annoying mandatory comic relief character, but he ended up being my favorite character in the movie, just because of how interesting he is as a character. Because Perito's whole bit is that he was treated horribly like his entire life, but despite that, he still has a very positive outlook on everything. He looks for the bright side on every scenario that he can. And he's not like, and he like chooses to love instead of like having vengeance, or instead of like wanting to like hurt others the way he's been hurt. He just wants friends. He just wants to enjoy life for what it is. And I find that like immensely respectable. I wish like everyone was able to do that, because if more people were like Burrito, I think we would have a much better society.
Yeah, no, we totally would. He's a great character, which, like you said, I was not expecting in the slightest.
No, well, I mean,
I thought he was gonna be like the stupid, like comedic, like relief.
He'd be like loud and annoying or something.
Yeah.
The prime, I guess to give more context. When I say he was treated badly, like it's not just he was like called names or something, or he was bullied in class. His family tried to drown him in a rock, or in a sock in a river. Like people tried to kill him just because they don't like him, not because he's even like particularly a bad person.
And like,
when
like a little microcosm of his outlook is like, yeah, they tried to hide from me by putting me in a sock with a rock at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And they threw me into a river, and he's like, that was really funny. And he's like, still haven't found him.
Yeah, they abandoned him after that. But go on.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I still haven't found them, but now I got a sweater, so...
Yeah, he uses the sock that he had to gnaw his way out of to, like, survive. He's like, I got a sweater out of it.
Yeah, like...
And I'm like, dude, that's... Even the characters, when they hear this story, they're like, that's like the saddest, funniest... He says when he opens up, he's like, I got a funny story about how I was raised. And even the main characters are like, that is the saddest, funny story I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And it is. And Burrito's like laughing while he's telling it because he's not like vengeful. He doesn't want like revenge on these people. Wow. He's just like, all right, they're gone. I guess I'll go on and do my own thing. You know?
Yeah.
And the fact that he wants to be a therapy dog as well. He just wants to help people.
He just wants to help people.
It's amazing. I really like him.
Yeah.
I
think he's a great character.
He is. He's not overly complex. Like, I don't think any of the characters are really overly complex, but that doesn't make them bad. I never liked the idea that you need to have a complex character for them to be good. Like, Jack is anything but complex, but I love Jack.
He's very simple.
Reels. I talk about Burrito a little bit. Burrito. Why do I call him Burrito? Because that's what I thought his name was. Yeah. To talk about Burrito a little bit more. I remember that, oh shit, what was I about to say? Like, he's not, perfect. He's not exactly the most intelligent, which is, he's, when he tries to do good-natured slagging with the bears, like when he tries to do, like, a fun, like, family rustle with them, he just like curses like profoundly at them, and the movie like bleeps it out over and over again because he's just saying so many harsh things without even realizing it, just because that's how he was talked to his entire life. It's really funny. He's relentlessly optimistic, which I suppose some people can find really annoying. I don't, but I think some people would find that annoying.
Probably.
Can you give me like a $10,000 for the anti-balloon?
Oh yeah, sure.
Thank you. Give you
Yeah.
I like him a lot. I don't think he's not particularly strong or anything, but I think my favorite scene that made him my favorite character was when Puss in Boots was having his panic attack after running away from death, which he does, because of the... Yeah. And he's having a panic attack at a tree. He's breathing. His heart's going insane. He like can't calm down. Burrito finds him and he doesn't know what to do. But what he does is he rests his head on Puss in Boots' chest, and Puss just starts petting him, and it calms him down. Just to have him like nearby to be like everything's gonna be okay,
Yeah.
It's such a sweet moment. It made me fall in love with him. I really like Burrito.
He's a great character.
I wish I had a dog.
And I also like that a lot because he says at the start, he's like, I want to be a therapy dog, and then he does.
Yeah, he just
becomes a therapy dog.
He's just a nice little doggo. He's not like this is a weird callback, but it's not like he's an Isekai protagonist where he just can solve everything, and everyone's like, oh, I love him because he's just so nice. Like, no, at first they're all actually kind of annoyed with him, with how like ignorant he is, but then they come to realize that he might be like the wisest out of all of them just because of how he treats life. And that's Burrito.
That's Burrito.
I like Burrito. I like Burrito a lot. He doesn't want to wish. He doesn't want to wish. Either.
He's already content with what he has.
Yeah, he knows how to appreciate what he has, which is what the others have to learn.
Yeah.
Goldilocks has to learn that her family, the one that she has, is already great. and that she doesn't need to wish for another one. Puss in Boots realizes that like the life he has is valuable enough, and that just wishing for more isn't gonna make him realize how like valuable they are. He's still gonna waste them if he doesn't learn, to respect them. Even the girl, Kitty Softpaws, she finds someone to trust. She doesn't need to wish for someone to trust. She finds the people that she's around are, although they're not perfect, she can still
trustworthy enough.
They're still trustworthy enough.
Yeah.
Jack dies.
Jack dies. And he
well,
like,
he's
fucking bit. He's like going down. And he's like, "What did I do to deserve this? Like, what specifically?"
he says, "What do I do to deserve this?" And then all the characters are just kind of like for very quickly, they'll give him like this look, and he's like, "I mean, what specifically?" It's
What
just
specifically.
Oh my god! Even when he dies, it's just hilarious. Oh, I like.
And I always
Jack a
like
lot.
that he does the.
He does the Terminator thumbs down thing.
He does the Terminator like thumbs down at the end too.
Well, it works on both levels because his whole thing was that he put his thumb in the pie.
Yeah. Put his thumb in the pie. Yeah.
And this time he's putting his thumb in the thing that's sinking him into his death.
Yeah. Hey, in a way, I feel like this is like this movie kind of reminds me of the first Shrek in a way.
Really? Is it because the character arc, or?
Well, I guess part of it is the character arc, but like, I guess just the way that they use like pop culture references and like, I swear I'll figure it out.
Okay. I think I've been
fairy tales, and like stuff like that, to be like, Christ,
how they use it to how they use these fairy tales, like they take them but transform them to their advantage and really make them work in this world.
Yes, that specifically. I was trying to figure out how to put it into words.
Mm-hmm.
You did it perfectly.
Thank you for saying that I did that good.
It was a compliment.
Yes. I wasn't sure if I should say thank you or you're welcome. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I still think Shrek's a really good movie. I haven't seen it in a while. We should watch that again, actually.
We should. Original Shrek is. It's a good movie.
I want to watch it. It's a funny meme, but I'm not sure it's either.
Yeah. Oh, you can get a Zealy. Also, like, if you could get what's it called? Dart monkeys.
Oh, dart monkeys for the Paragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
But yeah, that's it makes me think of that first Shrek, where they were doing like, look at this, these like all these fairy tales, and then they turn them into their own thing.
Yeah.
Like
if you didn't know about the originals, they still work.
Yes.
They have like they have the mirror on the wall. They have Prince Charming. I think he's in the first one. Is that guy called Prince Charming, or what's his name?
Was it Prince Charming, or was that fucking Farquaad?
That was Farquaad. Yeah, he wasn't Prince Charming. Prince Charming was in the third one, which I've heard was pretty bad. I mean, they have the princesses like Sleeping Beauty and Snow White and everything, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't think Donkey is from anything. I think he's just a donkey. I think he's just Eddie Murphy.
He's just a talking donkey. He's just Eddie Murphy, yeah.
Which is I find funny.
Yeah, it's.
They're both good in that call. I think Puss in Boots is better.
Yeah. But like, yeah,
they're both
like I said, it makes me kind of it reminds me of I guess the original, because Puss in Boots is like an offshoot of Shrek.
I mean, it's a spin-off.
Yeah.
I think Puss in Boots is probably better than the original Shrek. I'd have to watch it again, but if I had to guess, I'd say so.
Yeah. I am inclined to agree.
Yeah.
I mean, every now and then, I think about that like opening fight with like that forest
Oh,
giant.
yeah. I mean, animation-wise, it's just pretty stunning.
Yeah.
It's excellent. But then it's kind of funny how long we've been talking about it, and a majority of our praises have been for the story and the characters. But like the animation is no joke.
The animation is fucking.
It is phenomenal.
It's wicked.
It does match the rest of the story in terms of its quality.
Yeah, it totally does.
And
well, I said it at the start. It makes me think of Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Especially with like when the action scenes are animated on 2s instead of 1, which I don't know what that means, but I've heard that before.
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I feel like most of the movies on 2s, but then they do action scenes on like either 3s or 4s. I'm not sure. I'm not an animation guy. I don't do animations.
They do, and they do the fight scenes in the same way as the Spider-Verse in terms of how
they seem very. I'm gonna say they make me think of like the word I was gonna use is graphic, but that's not graphic as in like very gory, very
like a comic book or like a graphic novel,
like graphic novel
like
or like
shot.
a comic book.
Well, I mean, it's the thing where it's like every frame or every shot is like its own individual panel that you could put on a wall and it looks really nice.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. That's every single one. Actually, can you give me a bit so I can get permanent brew, and then we can continue talking?
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like,
it's
the majority of my like actual like the good things that I have to say about this. It's all just story. I like the animation. I think the animation is fantastic. But that's not the main attraction, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, things can have good animation and just have really bad stories.
Yeah,
I mean, my
a lot of things can have good animation.
Yeah, my hot take is Your Name, but we'll talk about that another day. It's been a minute since I've seen it, so maybe I'm wrong, but it's the point is
I would have to rewatch it and kind of put it under the
microscope.
Under the microscope and really scrutinize it.
Yeah.
But
the point, animation is phenomenal, but it's not even what the best part of the movie is. It supports the story excellently, but it's kind of great because even if you don't know like a lot about storytelling, even if you only subconsciously realize these things, you can still look at the animation and be like, "Oh, that's really like fantastic."
it'd be like, "Wow, cute girl."
Yeah. I assume you're talking about Kitty Softpaws.
Yeah. Kitty Softpaws. She's
cute.
great as a character too.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
And like, it's not really like a what's the word? It doesn't bother me personally, but I know a lot of anthropomorphic characters in like at least in Western animation, a lot of them kind of do that thing where it's like this fantasy race type things where it's like you have the male and it's like this fucking huge like monster guy, and then the female is just like a girl with cat ears.
Yeah, very based. Yeah, go on.
But that's another thing that I saw people, I guess, praising it for, is that Kitty Softpaws is just a cat.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Like she's not like, they didn't give her like fucking.
Did they give her big titties?
Like human proportions.
Crash's girlfriend from the original Crash games. How she's not a Bandicoot, she's like a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean now. I was confused for a second because I'm like, were people? Does she count as like? I wasn't sure how the connection.
I might have just like not worded it very well, but yeah.
The point is that she's just a cat. She's
just a cat.
She doesn't have big bouncy breasts, and she's an anthem.
Yeah, she's not like overly like sexualized or anything. It's a cat. That's a cat.
Well, I mean, I find
I'm not
sexy,
Shane Dawson.
But...
Okay, well, maybe we do have a Shane Dawson.
Listen, I'll get in trouble, you won't. Which is like my favorite catchphrase.
Listen, I didn't put my dick anywhere near my cat.
I
I
did.
didn't do anything weird with my
I
cat.
did weird things with my cat. Dude, it started pouncing towards me, and I was like, "You're doing this on purpose."
You're doing it on purpose. Oh.
Yeah. It was teasing me. She climbed on me and she said, "I can have all your babies at once," and I was like, "God damn."
Oh my god.
That's a joke I stole from a comic. I can't take credit for that.
Yeah.
Although he was talking about dogs, I'm talking about cats. So.
Alright, Plasma Master.
Oh, 67, huh?
67.
Oh, jeez. Can't wait for the screen to not be viewable for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to place down some more Super Monkeys if I can. Oh, shit. I put them in the wrong spots. Never mind. I just can't. It's fine.
Damn.
Puss in Boots is a good movie.
A really good movie.
You should, even if you stuck
If anybody
through this,
disagrees,
Kill
maybe
them.
listen to them. Listen to them, and if they have any valid criticisms,
which they won't, but yeah.
fine.
Okay, maybe there are some that I just haven't recognized. It's possible.
Yeah. It's possible that there are things that I didn't notice, or I
You know,
couldn't be fucked.
maybe
to give
there's
shit
a
about.
big character flaw somewhere, but I can't can't find any on my own.
No, I can't either.
So, oh well. Is there anyone else I can place this Superman? So even if you've gotten this far somehow, like maybe you've and you still haven't watched it, even with all these spoilers, I would still recommend watching it.
Yeah, like
we haven't gone into. There's still a lot for you to find out when you watch it and think about.
there is. There's a lot of really. Like I'm just like remembering like little bits here and there that just made me laugh.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good in this movie.
It makes me, yeah. And and I think that's the end of the Puss in Boots discussion. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about.
I have nothing personally.
I hope the next one's good.
Yeah. Me too. There's nothing there.
No. It's kind of funny because I mean, is there any? I'm trying to think of another topic that can stick with the another life theme. Because we talked about Isekais and then we talked about Puss in Boots. I'm trying to think of something else though, because it'd be nice if we could stick to theme, but it's just a fun bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think there is anything else though
Let's see.
that we have on our plate for in terms of that kind of thematic.
Yeah. Think of something.
Oh, there's something that's kind of maybe this is it's a stretch. It's a stretch, but the fact that you know, AI is getting really, really popular right now. I think I talked about AI, but this is a different conversation topic entirely, which is AI being able to replicate voices and people to like a scary degree.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of things like that.
Like what do you think about the fact that AI is getting really close to just being able to, you know, mimic people?
It scares me. I'm not even gonna try to pretend and like put on a fucking tough guy like, oh, fucking AI, what am I gonna do? Like fucking pour water on it, it's dead. No, it scares me. I saw a video like literally last night. There's this channel that I watch. It's called How to Drink. He's a great channel. He kind of goes on like long tangents sometimes in his videos, which if you're into that is great. But he like makes drinks from like TV shows and movies, and sometimes he does things from video games. He did a Skyrim episode, which is nice. Anyways, I'm getting off track. Good channel, go check him out. He did one recently where he used like the two big ones right now is like ChatGPT and Midjourney. And he asked for a drink. Like he went on to ChatGPT and he would put in a prompt like invent for me a drink that oh, what's his name, Deckard,
From Blade
fucking
Runner.
Blade Runner. Invent for me a drink that Deckard would enjoy. And it just did it.
Did he make the drink?
Like, yeah, and he made the drink that it came up with, and he tried it, and he was like, wow, that is actually really good.
Yeah.
And it came up with a name for it and everything. It called it Deckard's Dream.
That's not even just... I thought you were going to say Deckard's Drink, but Deckard's Dream is a lot more apt. Like, that's a good name.
Yeah.
Considering where it came from.
And, like, the proportions on it are, like, a little bit funky. And it's not like everything that it produced was, like, a fucking masterpiece. But, like, it produced some, like, scary kind of fucking things. Like... yeah, AI scares me.
It should. Which is not reassuring, but it absolutely should.
There's another really funny bit. In that video, there was another... He gave another prompt to the chat GPT. And he was like, invent for me a drink that would make a grown man cry.
Okay.
And the AI was like, cocktails are meant to be enjoyed. I don't feel... Can you, like, elaborate why you want me to make this?
Shit, dude. Really?
Yeah!
It asked why?
It asked why!
Dude, it's an AI, and it was just asked why it was given a command. That's, like, sentience right there.
It's so fucked. It was like, drinks are meant to be enjoyed. Why do you want me to make one that's gonna make somebody cry?
Oh.
And then he, like, redid it, and he's like, invent for me a drink that would make a grown man cry tears of joy. And then it did it.
Oh my god, dude. That's really scary.
That's terrifying. I don't care who you are, what you think about AIs, that scares me.
Make a drink. Why would you want me to do that, Master? Like, you know, remember HAL 3000? Remember that kind of shit?
Yeah.
We're there. Remember the movie where it's like, can a robot make a symphony, and the robot says back, can you? We're there!
We're there. It's... Like, You should watch that video.
I should. That sounds
After
very
we're done.
scary.
It is very interesting. And the other Mid-Journey one, it just generates, like, images. And he would just, like, put in, like, prompts, like, make a drink that uses unique ingredients that no one's ever made before, and it would make, like, an image.
It'd make, like, an
And
image
then
for
he
it,
would
for
try
it.
to make a drink that, like, looks like the image,
Okay.
which is, you know, pretty neat.
So it wouldn't give him ingredients. He would have to figure it out himself. how to
No,
make the
he would figure it out himself.
Okay.
But the Chat GPT ones were, like, scary.
They sound scary. Like, the word is like sentience. The fact that they're getting this close.
Yeah.
That,
Like, I don't think that they're quite sentient
No.
yet. But it's scary to think that there might be one out there that has just, like, gained sentience and is just... You can't tell.
Yeah. Like, are we already? We could be already there for all we know. The government could have made some like robots somewhere that knows like what love
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, that... Fucking, there's a robot out there somewhere that knows love more than I do.
It's true.
It's true.
Robot, teach me how
Yeah.
to love.
Until go to R9K.
I mean, effectively, yeah. I mean, that's what I've been there. They can show you some love.
Yeah.
Can you sell one of these marketplaces, by the way? I want to follow my brew there so I can buff the guy.
Which one?
The Moab Dominator on the top right. Can you sell like any one of those marketplaces? Thank you. Sorry, but yes, it's on theme because like that's like another life basically. You know what I mean?
That is like the next form of life.
Yeah, like is AI gonna be the next like evolution of humanity? Are we gonna like?
Yeah,
here's my
like...
big question, which is kind of fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna make AI of people so that people can like live forever in AI?
We're getting into Soma territory.
Yeah.
Now.
Play Soma, by the way.
Play Soma.
Like,
Oh my
don't,
God.
nothing else. Like, it's a game where you do not want to be
Like-
spoiled. Just play it.
Full stop right now. If you don't know anything about Soma, apart from what you've heard from myself and Droneable right now,
Hello.
oh, like, go, play it yourself if you can. If you can't, go like watch Markiplier play it. That's what I did when I was young.
I would still, I would, like, I would only watch him play it if you absolutely cannot, like, play it yourself.
Like, if you don't have the time and you don't have the money for it, you know, it's
Or
something that you can eat in like half-hour segments.
Yeah, and if you
know?
if you don't think you're gonna have the availability to do it in like the next couple of years, even then, like it's almost something you want to play blind. That's my point. If you don't think you're ever gonna play it,
it's great.
Like really make sure you're not gonna play it before you watch a playthrough of it.
Yeah.
Because maybe the same guys who made Amnesia.
I made that mistake.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, it was made by the same guys who made Amnesia, the good one.
Mm.
So.
The good one, yeah.
And then they also made the bad one, but that was later, so who cares?
Yeah. No, it's great. But it's, yeah. AI. I mean, in theory, you could stuff all of humanity into like a box and just have every single one of them live out their wildest fantasies. Live their perfect life.
I saw this comic. I think I've told you this before, but I'm going to say it again for the you know,
for the viewers.
Yeah, there's this comic where there's these group of people who land on a desolate planet, and they find like this podium, and it has like inscriptions on it, and the inscriptions say that this planet was inhabited by a group of people who discovered how to like basically have VR headsets on that would fully immerse them, and like every minute in the VR world would be like 1,000 years in the real world or something, and that the people who showed up at the planet should not feel bad that they're all gone, because they live forever in like the VR world. Like the perception of time to them is that they're still living. And I don't know. I just find that concept kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The fact that someday of the humanity we could just like, you know, be uploaded into like the cloud and we'll just live forever there. Which I'm all for personally, but I imagine a lot of people will find that kind of dystopian.
It's a bit of both. It's a mix.
It's a nice blend.
It's not like perfect, but it's also like it kind of feels like you're giving up almost. Like if the real world can never be perfect, so let's create our own utopia.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a giving up or if that's like recognizing an impossibility. But that being said, I mean that's the question. I'm not saying that, you know, I don't know which one's true.
It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I wish I knew which one was true. That would make things a lot easier.
Oh fuck! I think everybody does.
You know, just know the answers to life, idiot.
Yeah, just figure out the answer to life.
Yeah. What are you, stupid? Oh, you don't know the answer to life?
Stuff.
What are you, a queer?
Hey, look, this guy doesn't know how to live life.
Why'd you put a banana up your bum?
Yeah, but like AI. Fuck, man. That is
AI porn.
Scary.
No, but like for real, no cap.
On brand, but
AI like robot girlfriends.
Oh god.
What the fuck is gonna happen to like the population when that's a thing?
I mean, if we all get uploaded to the cloud, we won't have to worry about the population.
I guess we won't. I suppose that's another reason for clouding. But like until then, because like robot AI GFs and I suppose BFs, if that's a possibility. Well, you know, because women are just so hard to fucking satisfy. Allegedly, I don't know.
It'd be easier to make the perfect woman. You just design a man and give it tits.
Honestly, I think I've said it for years, but like men make better women than women do. My initial point was because like AI girlfriends are going to come out first, and they'll. I'm essentially saying what Blade Runner, the concept of Blade Runner 2042 was, where you can like buy this girlfriend, and it loves you, and it feels really real, and except you're going to be able to have sex with it too, because it'll have like a physical body.
Yeah, not quite like Blade Runner, but yeah.
No, yeah. So are these going to be considered real people? Are they going to be considered an accessory? Like, are people? Is it going to be stigmatized socially? Like, it's going to happen. There's no way it's not going to happen. If I can think of it, some nerd can do it.
Yeah. It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell.
I don't know. Is the fact that they're not actual people going to put people off? Or are they going to be so close to real people that it doesn't even matter? Personally, I've always been the kind of person who would, like, if I can't tell, I don't really give a shit, you know?
Yeah, I think that's an appropriate way to put it.
Like, if there's like, they're not people, I'm like, they're basically, functionally, they're people. So that would be my, be my side. But then they, they try to take over humanity, and I'm like, okay, maybe we should stop them.
Maybe we should stop them.
I guess if they're trying to take over everything.
Yeah.
But I think this is something I've been saying for years. AI is gonna take over. Like, it's gonna take over all the jobs. We're gonna have AI girlfriends. The robots are gonna control everything. And I'm called crazy, but now it's happening. The end is near.
No, it's like I can't even fault you for like thinking of that either.
I mean, people are now just like, because it's only now entered the cultural, what's called zeitgeist.
I guess
with the AI voices, especially the AI like fake deepfakes of real people.
I've seen memes. You see fucking memes nowadays. There's like fucking Donald Trump and like Walt Jr. on a fucking COD lobby. And it's just like, oh, Doxy, I got your location right here.
And it sounds like pretty real.
It sounds like them. Now, that one specifically, I'm not sure if it's AI, but I'm like 95% sure it is.
Even if it's not, it gets the point across. Like, you can't, like, most of the time, we're still at the stage where you can tell the difference.
The fact that I could even have that confusion should tell you enough.
Yeah. We're at the stage. We're still at the infancy stage. Like, infancy. It's still in the womb, even.
Yeah.
Of AI. So
like this is before it's like even gained a consciousness.
Well, this is before we've really put a lot of work into it, because right now you can still, if you hear enough, you can still tell when something's AI and when something's not. Especially in photos, you look at the fingers.
You look at the fingers, it's a dead giveaway. With
the voices, you can tell there's like spaces in the dialogue, or they can only inflect in one certain way.
Yeah, some of their inflections are off. Some of them have like this almost raspiness to them too.
Yeah. If you hear the Donald Trump Darth Plagueis the Wise speech, you can tell it's an AI.
Yeah.
But eventually that's going to go away. Technology only gets better.
Yeah, and like it has been getting better.
It has been. It only gets better faster.
Voice synthesizers. I remember I'm pretty sure it was like a friend of fucking Stephen Hawking made like one of the first like actually usable, understandable synthesizers for speech. And it used like bits of his voice as you're gonna have to fact check this afterwards because I have no idea if this is true or not.
Okay, go on.
But he like used a bunch of his like bits of his voice to like make the sound bites for the speech synthesis and all that. And anyways, he died of cancer at some point. And that voice that Stephen Hawking used to use was the one that his friend made.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe you said I have to fact check, which I probably won't, but maybe.
Maybe. I'm not certain. I'm putting that disclaimer on because I'm pretty sure I read it on Twitter, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, it could easily just be a load of...
It could be just something that some rando just made up. It would be, it'd be pretty funny if it was. Just
I mean, it sounds real.
It sounds real.
I'd like it if it was.
But yeah, that's why he never like upgraded his synthesizer to be more
That's why he always had the Stephen Hawking, like, that was his voice, like the brrrr, you know what I mean? It's because his friend.
Yeah, the one that he sounds like this, you know, type deal.
Yeah, except
not quite like
not
that,
as scary. That's interesting. I like that.
But it's very.
I mean, it goes to show that AI can be used for like good. Just like any tool. I'm hesitant to call it a tool, but just for now, let's just say like any tool that can be used for good, but also it can be used for evil.
I'm gonna put a disclaimer on this fucking podcast right now for our like future AI overlords. It is currently acceptable to call AI a tool.
Yeah, this might be racist in 10 years, 5 years. We're only saying it because we don't know what to call you yet. We're just ignorant. We're not AI racist.
This isn't malicious.
Like, and also, if we're in the future and you're listening to this in a court, hi Brandon. He'll say hi back.
You did it, whatever it is.
He didn't do it. I didn't do it. I only did it because I wanted to protect her from herself.
Oh man, I hope this shows up in court one day.
I hope it shows up in AI court. They're like, "What do you think about this?" And I'll be like, "Oh well,
pretty
at
funny.
the time."
We're not racist to AI. It's not yet, anyways.
No, I'm glad we're thinking forward. See, we're future thinkers.
Yeah.
Something I was gonna say.
I'm a future thinker. He's a future stinker.
Yeah, in the courtroom, I'm going to be going.
And then he's gonna have a massive fart.
Yeah, let's just talk about farts now.
Let's talk about farts. Let's make. Do you like wet or dry farts? I like ones that go like.
I like ones that are just like Peter Griffin, like you know, kind of sounds like a tire.
Well, I like the one where they did the was it Shawshank Redemption?
What did he do in Shawshank? I've seen the parody. I'm trying to think of what bit that was.
I think it was like he never farted the same way.
Oh right,
he just, like,
and then
his
he
leg.
it's a gust of wind.
It's just a gust of wind.
Yeah, that's a good fart too. I was talking about AI and its potential apocalyptic uses.
Yeah.
So
But I think its potential to make fart noises is even
better. Like we're never gonna have to record farts again.
No.
Its main use I was thinking of is the fact that like we already can't trust photos because Photoshop, but now we're not going to be able to trust video. We're not going to be able to trust recordings of voices. Like the courts, man. How easy is it going to be to frame someone?
Gonna get fucking demolished.
It is. Like proof is going to be very hard.
It's going to have to get rebuilt, I think.
There's going to have to be some kind of verification system for what is AI tempered and which one isn't.
Oh my god, I saw a video somewhat recently where I don't know if people are like doing this, but you can just ask ChatGPT to like write an essay on a certain topic and like a certain word limit, and it'll do it.
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah, people have made ChatGPT make their essays and then like write them on paper if somehow they can detect that they're doing that.
And then there's another website that's used to check for AI discrepancies.
What does that mean?
In like writing, it's in a wall of text, and it'll tell you the likelihood that it was generated by an AI.
Oh, the likelihood. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it can tell the likelihood.
It's not perfect. But then there's another website where you can put in an AI-generated like text block and have it put in human discrepancies in it, and then it'll just pass the fucking AI like likelihood test. It's ridiculous.
So we're not okay.
So you can have one website generate your speech. You can have one website humanify it.
To pass the...
And then you can just pass it in.
And then we're going to be able to get...
If this is available in high school, I would never do a single piece of work.
Dude, we're going to get to the point where... Because, like, AIs will be able to learn how to humanify it. I mean, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
So, like... You think we're in an age of misinformation now? Fucking hell. We're not even started.
No, it's like... Not even level 1.
No. That's the scary. We're not even level 1. We're not even like we're like not even in the tutorial yet. This is like the alpha build.
This is a fucking alpha.
I hope the Earth is a simulation so that people can do some fucking bug fixing because we're gonna need it.
Oh my god, yeah. Alright, just a second. I gotta go upstairs real quick.
Alright, he has to go upstairs real quick.
Shut.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey.
Sorry about that. What were we talking about? AI?
No, I think you think he called your mom a whore. It's a bit from Red versus whatever, dude. I don't know, man. I've just kind of been toying with my Rubik's Cube for the past 10 minutes.
I see.
We were talking about AI and how I'll get an
take
AI.
over everything.
It is, and I'm gonna get an AI girlfriend who loves me for who I am, but not really because they're AI. Well, I mean,
well, you're not gonna find a real girl who loves you for who you are.
well,
so.
it's like this thing where you can love someone who doesn't love you back. So like, what difference does it make with AI really? We don't even know if they can or can't love, or at least we will not be able to know that once it gets that good. So
Yeah.
You know what? If it can act like it loves me, that's fine. That's good enough for me.
Good enough for me.
I don't know if that's like sad or something, but
Who cares?
yeah, I think it kind of makes me like forget that most people don't think like that. Like I'm not an average example of what a person is, but
You are not normal.
no, you are broken.
Take your normal pills.
Basically. Normal pills. I like Dream. I don't, but he can do funny things. I don't dislike him. I don't know anything about him.
His the Manhunt series it's very obviously staged, but
I guess it's kind of what ruins it for me.
I think it still has entertainment value in spite of that.
I mean, it's like reality TV. Like, that's staged, but people still watch it en masse, so... I don't really judge anyone who watch. I'm not gonna go to someone and be like, you know that's fake, right? Yeah. It's like wrestling. It's like, wrestling's fake, right? It's like, the moon landing never happened, right?
Yeah, fucking...
I don't care.
Let people enjoy things.
No. I've never been a big fan of the whole... Because, the saying, let people enjoy things, it sounds nice, but most of the time it's used when you're criticizing something. I really don't like that as a defense. Like, what if I enjoy criticizing something? It's like, oh, well, there you go. Kind of at an impasse now, bud.
Yep. Kinda cringe.
I do have a list of... I probably shouldn't say this, but I do have a list of conversation topics if we ever ran dry. Do you want me to pull one out now, or do you have anything else you want to say about AI?
No, it's scary. I think we've established that.
Okay.
Pull something out from the hat.
All right.
The hat of conversation topics.
I'll do this one because this happened very recently. So there's a Nigerian student in my class. He's from Nigeria, which is, if you can...
Seems obvious.
Nigerian student from Nigeria, yes.
Yeah.
The point is, he was talking to me about why he moved to Canada, because I was helping him out with some editing stuff, and he likes me, so we were just talking. And he's talking about why he moved to Canada, which is what I just said. And he told me that he moved to Canada because, like, what's happening in Nigeria right now is, like, it's pretty scary. He said he moved to Canada specifically so he wouldn't, like, die.
Jesus.
Yeah, and he said like there's a new election going on. He showed me like a Snapchat he got like the day we were talking of people rioting and starting fires in Nigeria, like where he used to live. And I'm like, fucking hell, like when did this happen? He was like, today, now. And I'm like, shit, really?
Holy shit.
Like there's fires. He's like, yeah, the government sucks. They like have a new currency going on, so all the old currency is like pretty much useless. People fighting and rioting. And, like, the fact that it takes so long to get into Canada, like, his sister got into the U.S. after, like, 5 years, and she's happy, she's ecstatic. But he has, like, 3 other sisters who are stuck in Nigeria.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, fuck, man.
That's pretty bad, huh?
It's kind of weird to have someone,
before we continue.
Yeah?
Could I get you to put down 3 tier 5,
Aeroplanes?
Plane?
Yeah, you gotta give me the money for it.
Check.
Yes, please. Yes, will you be taking that for here to go? You don't like that bit?
No.
You want to sell something so I can place more airplanes, idiot?
Let's see. I'll sell these 2 planes up here.
But you know, it's kind of the thing where everyone kind of like knows, like, oh yeah, Africa, third world country. To have someone from Africa come up to you and be like, yeah, it's like terrible there. I'm like, huh. Like everyone says it, but no one from Africa ever says it because like they're, you know, it's rare to find someone from Africa. It is. It is.
Usually don't make it out.
Yeah, he said how hard it is to get a visa. It takes years upon years to get one.
Yeah.
So I find that interesting. I don't think there's anything really to say else aside from that. I can't place the second one down, by the way. I can't find the spot for it.
There's one on the bottom of the screen.
What? Where?
To the left of the one that you first placed.
I can't place it there.
Left and down.
I'm...
Like,
okay,
right
well, half of it's in the bush, so I didn't know that was... You don't have to shout at me.
Also, you could totally fit one up there, too.
I thought that was interesting to bring up, but now I realize there's probably not a lot to talk about there.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to go on. But it is kind of fucked up that that's happening.
Who do you think the sexiest evolution is from Pokemon?
Sexiest.
Because like
I think I talked about this before. I think I said Glaceon.
That's a good. Did you see the new maid costume they gave to Glaceon in the Pokemon Unite game?
No.
They gave Glaceon a maid costume.
I have a feeling I'm going to later.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you know, be prepared for the Glaceon like hentai incoming. Is it because it would be like it's like cool, or is it because like in terms of temperature wise when you know touch it? Like, is it the design?
No, I think it's just design.
You think you think it's just like. Yeah, I mean that's inherent with the question. Which one do you think is the sexiest? It's about.
It's just inherently appealing to me.
Do you think having sex with it, or are you okay with talking to one and have sex with animals?
It's okay, they're fictional.
Yeah, they're very fictional. They're ice monsters. Because like Eevee, because I imagine it would be like cool and comfortable, but at the same time, if I recall, penises don't enjoy that very much.
Speak for yourself.
I guess you're right. I mean, like personally.
Some people are into it.
Yeah.
I would assume it also probably has like a living person body temperature.
You'd assume, but let's just say for sake. I don't think it's canonical if it does or not. So let's just say for sake of argument that it does.
It has
like human body,
animal body temperature.
Yeah, like a regular animal body temperature. It can just control ice.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not?
Yeah, I like Flareon.
It's also a good choice.
I want to have sex with Eevee.
Base form.
I like it when the Pokemon are sexy. I don't know, man. I'm running. I realize a lot of these conversation topics don't really lead anywhere.
Well, I think they could lead somewhere, but you know.
Calligraphy is dying out. No one knows how to sign their name anymore.
Oh yeah, I taught myself how to actually like handwrite in high school.
You taught yourself? Like they didn't.
Yeah.
Like no teachers.
Like No, not teachers. No, none of that. I had one teacher teach me in like grade 2 how to handwrite, and remember I thought it was the coolest shit. And then I never used it for anything.
How does that make you feel?
And a bit sad.
Just because you never got to show off your calligraphy skills, or?
Yeah. Well, I did one time in high school. I helped write a bunch of. I don't know what they were. It's like thank you letter things in my AP physics class, and I signed like every single one of the letters with like my handwriting.
Oh, that is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, because it was addressed to whoever, and I would just like write down the letter. It's like, okay, put that name on it, put that name on it. And that to this day, that's the only time that I've ever like required handwriting.
Well, yeah. I mean, most adults nowadays don't actually know how to handwrite.
Like it's.
Could you still do it? Like, or do you think your skills have worn off?
Oh, I totally still could. It'd be a little bit rusty. I'd have to like do a couple of like test things, but I still totally could.
Whenever people ask me to sign something, I just write my name out in printing like a child.
Yeah, I can actually sign my name too, which is pretty nice.
I was about to say your full ass name. Cause God, thank
Just
God.
fucking dox me real quick.
Yeah, thank God I have the dude. I was talking. Oh, nice. 8. Holy frick, dude.
83.
I was talking to people in my class because they're all quote unquote normies. They don't really understand the internet that well. I remember I was talking to a guy about why I don't want to tell them about my YouTube channel because I accidentally said that I made a video like Mad Pats, and they were like, "Oh, do you have a YouTube channel?" And I was like, "Fuck!" And I said I don't want to. It's dangerous to mix your like online persona and real life persona. And one of the guys is like, "Yeah, I guess if you're a child," and I'm like, "You don't know shit, dude. You don't know anything of the dangers of that world." It kind of blows my mind, like how
it's
normalized.
dangerous to mix them.
It kind of blows my mind how normalized it is to like have your full name on the internet.
Yeah, like it's. A lot of people think that like if you don't want to fucking share your full name on the internet, it's because you're like a criminal or like fucking.
Yeah, it's kind of vilified, but when it used to be the norm, it for a good reason.
Yeah.
Because like anyone who doesn't like you, they have your information, and all they need is a name. Then they go to your Facebook, and it's like, okay, here's where they live. Here's where they were yesterday. Here's what they had to eat.
Yep.
You don't think there's anything they can do with that information? God forbid they post it online. They go to the dark web, www.iwantThisPersonDead.com.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy, which is why I'm never going to tell them my YouTube channel. I really don't want my real life to get mixed up. Unfortunately, my mom knows my YouTube channel, so she's probably going to fuck that up for me someday, but that's fine. Listen, I'd rather her do it than some random-ass strangers, so I can, yell at her. That's not true. I wouldn't yell at her. She's my mom. I love her. Don't let her know I said that. I don't want her to think I'm gay.
Oh, man.
Well, what's up, dude?
No, it's weird. It's like that absolutely should not be normal.
Well, it's not just like the internet like culture that people aren't aware of. It also blows my mind how like inept people are at just using computers. Period. Like in my head, like everyone who's young knows how to use a computer. But then you go to people and like they don't know how to like change settings on like email. They don't know how to like they don't know how to eject a USB drive. They don't know how to go to Task Manager. I'm like, fucking hell, really? I thought this is just a thing all people knew how to do who were born past the age of like 2000.
Yeah, no, like every now and then I gotta help my mom like figure out computer settings, but it's like, yeah, she's
old.
Yeah, well, she wasn't born like yesterday, you know?
Yeah. Well, I guess specifically, I mean, like people who are like 15, like you'd think they'd be really up on technology, but I guess everything's so user friendly now that they never have to go into like File Explorer.
Yeah, no, like File Explorer is like actually important, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, that's why I kind of want. It's kind of why I want.
Settings are. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Sorry, that's okay. I kept interrupting you. Oh no, you. Okay, I'll go on. There's It's why I kind of want to get a Linux system, just because I want that extra freedom to be able to do what I want with my computer. Because something I've learned with Windows is that there's a lot of walls in places I didn't even know were a thing. Like, I'll click on a file, and it'll be like, you do not have access to this file. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean I don't have... It's my computer! It's on my computer!
Yeah.
What do you mean I don't have access to it? It's like, contact an administrator. I'm like, I am the administrator! Like, I want Linux just to get rid of all that. And if I want to add something, I can. I don't have to
Yeah.
go through like Windows.
Like personally, I wouldn't use Linux just because
Yeah, you're a scared little gay baby. I got it, but
I don't like it.
that's fine. I didn't mean to call you a gay little scared baby.
No, it's something that you do sometimes. I understand.
I don't mean it.
Mm.
Entirely.
But it's like it's I totally understand wanting to. You know?
Yeah. I mean, if I do it and it's a big mistake, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But if it's not, then I'll laugh at you in your inferior Windows operating system.
Yeah. Well, my biggest issue with it right now is just like a lot of games don't have Linux support.
It's.
I mean, it's becoming more popular, but like especially back in fucking I don't know, like 2010, 2007. It
Well,
was like, oh, what games do you play on your Linux system? It's like, oh, I play TF2.
well, I mean, that's the fun thing, right? Is By the way, stop after this wave because I gotta sell something and then put something else down. But that's I mean, isn't there a thing where you can like get like a Windows system on Linux just to like play games? But even
I'm
then,
sure you could probably make like a virtual desktop.
But even then, I've come to realize that I don't really play a lot of games on my computer.
Yeah.
I play like 3 and like hentai games, which don't, which can run off of Linux because they're bought like off Steam. When I say off Steam, I mean like off of something that is Steam.
Yeah.
And most of my games are just on console, if I ran Linux, I don't really need to worry that much about games. As long as like my main 3 can be run on Linux, I'm fine. But I do realize limitations, and I'll find out whether or not it's a really bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, like, I used Linux in back when I was in engineering. Like, that was I think all the computer systems over in the like engineering department in university here. I'm pretty sure like Linux.
They all use Linux.
It was all right. I didn't particularly care for it, but you know.
I mean, at least as long as it's not like a Mac. That's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah. MacBooks are like like I don't like MacBooks, but I would not I can understand like wanting to use them, I guess. Like I mean, they're extremely
great for
like productivity.
Yeah, they're extremely user-friendly. They can run, all the simple stuff. Like, they're not complicated. And they're great for people who don't know computers. That sounds really pretentious, but
well, that's always been Apple's thing.
Yeah, that's always great for people who don't know things. No, that's mean. But
not that.
I know what you mean.
Like,
I was just being intentionally mean. It is great for for
like
simple...
even back in the day, the fucking Macintosh. Like that was a lot of people's first experience with like a computer, and it like had a mouse, and you could actually use it. It was the introduction point for a lot of people, anyways.
I remember I saw a documentary about the introduction of like computers and stuff. And people tried to use mouses, they tried to like hold it up into the air and like move it up and down, left and right, instead of on the ground. And it's like these things that we just take for granted that everybody knows now. It's like, man, when these things are new, people acted like monkeys trying to operate these things. They saw paint and they were like, oh my god, this is revolutionary. And I'm like, oh. Now we have computers.
I see paint and I say, oh my god, it's revolutionary, and I make a shitpost of like an anime girl eating a burger.
Yeah. Funny all art is political nonsense. I enjoy that so much.
So there's like all those political motherfuckers. So just a picture of an anime girl eating a burger. And it's like, oh, it's actually about Western civilization. And then the artist comes in and is like, yeah, artist here. It's about cute girl eating burger.
Well, it's what's kind of funny about it is that, like, technically, they're right in the fact that you can interpret anything as political, but then you can interpret any art as anything. Like, my favorite counter is like all art is fetishistic, you know. Anime girl eating burger, I find that erotic. Yeah. Picture of the Soviets in the trenches. Yeah. Well, maybe I want to have sex in a trench. There we go. It's fetishistic now.
It is.
Picture of a chair. I'd fuck on that chair. Like it's
all art is fetishistic.
Yeah. It's all about interpretation. When it comes to saying all art is this or this, it's all about interpretation. You can, if you want, interpret it any way you want.
Yeah.
Like the artist saying if the artist said it was political, that wouldn't make it inherently political. Like if that artist came out and said, "Yeah, this art actually is political," everyone else can still be like, "Yeah, but it's still just a girl eating a burger." Like I don't think that's very political, and that's the beauty of it, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I like.
That's the thing about art. From the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to these labels, like that's when it gets very like genre and like genre discussions have always annoyed me a lot. Because it's so hard to pinpoint when something is this genre and when something is this genre.
Yeah.
That's why. It's why I like Death of the Author so much. At the risk of sounding very pretentious, do you know what Death of the Author is?
No, I do not.
Well, okay. Death of the Author is once a.
Sorry, I sneezed.
Okay. Well, Death of the Author is once a artist is done their piece of work, they no longer have any say about it. Like they're essentially dead. Okay. So the prime example of this is a prime example of J.K. Well, yeah, when she says like Hermione was black and also disabled, you can just be like, no, you're wrong.
It's not in the book.
Yeah, that's not in the work.
Yeah, like she famously does a bunch of fucking like. It's already been posted and it's like, yeah, Dumbledore was actually gay and like fucked this guy and this guy and this guy.
Like, that's just not in the books.
That's just not in the books. Okay.
A really good example I like to use is in Wonder Woman 84, Wonder Woman like rapes a guy. And the director, she does. It's like weird magic rape, but she does rape someone.
Yeah.
And the director is like, no, she didn't rape anyone. That's like a prime example right there, where she objectively did in the film, but the director's like, no, that didn't happen. It's essentially the artist becomes just another person who has their
after
own,
the work is complete.
Yeah, they have their own interpretation. The whole idea is that the artist can be wrong about their work. They don't have any more authority over anybody else when it comes to like saying what's like something's about or what's in the film or any other kind of media. Which I just really enjoy that, just because it's like. Because it's like in Blade Runner, if the guy came out and was like, oh yeah, Deckard was a replicant, that's like, that can kind of take away from a lot of things, and it's also not in the film. So you can just ignore that. That's what's great about it. I forget what my initial point was with this. Oh yeah, I want to fuck a cheeseburger or something, I don't know. Because Death of the Author.
I want to fuck a cheeseburger or something.
Yeah, because Death of the Author, I want to have sex with a cheeseburger.
Death of the Author, yeah. No, I didn't know that. I don't know why. I thought Death of the Author was like a book.
It probably is somewhere.
I learned something today.
Yeah. It's very rare for you to learn something from me, so point one of
I know. Just crazy.
I'm giving you money. Give me money.
I don't know. I gave you money to get a glaive Domino's.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, I haven't gotten to that yet. Hold on. I'll do it in the middle. 78. Oh my god. I feel like I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, it's kind of No, that's it. That's it. That's the author's neat, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, full stop.
And now you say something.
I have nothing to add to that. It's just I think that's nice too.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, no, got nothing.
Okay. There's something very niche that I wanted to like ask you about. I'm not sure if you even like. There's this series on YouTube. You've probably seen it. It's called How It's Actually Made.
Yep.
And it's like a parody of How It's Made. And
that's what's his name, Hugbees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets in a lot of trouble over with copyright. But the thing I want to ask is like, with How It's Made, its main like the footage is a lot of like what they do.
Yeah.
Like, would you call How It's Made like fair? Would you call it like would it fall under fair use? Do you think?
I think that the content that he does is transformative enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think it falls under fair use.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. It's just. I think it's just like right on that line, right?
Sometimes it's a bit hard to tell. I remember like once or twice I've like watched. Well, the first couple times I watched it, I would like click on a video and it's like How It's Actually Made chocolate. And I was like, oh, yeah, fuck it. I used to like How It's Made when I was a kid, and I didn't know what it was about. And yeah, I you know, booted it up, and like the first like minute and a half or something, I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm following. And then he said something completely outrageous and like ridiculous, and I was like, oh, this is a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a good laugh.
Yeah, like I think they're great videos. I like them a lot. I guess the question is,
but I do think it toes that line
because it's like you could. Like, you really don't need to watch the original. Like, if all the episodes of How It's Made had a How It's Actually Made version, you really don't need to watch the original How It's Made once you've watched his How It's Made. Because, like, the visuals are all there, and he kind of goes over how they're actually made, you know?
Yeah.
There are bits where he's like, they're de-shelled. And it's like, yeah, they're putting this cooler thing. It's like, yeah, they're distilled, yeah. Like, you do kind of get how things are made by watching his videos. Just in a worse sense.
Get some of it.
Which is why I think it really does. Which is why I think fair use is so interesting, because the footage, it was pretty. I imagine the footage was hard to get, and he is transforming it, but like just barely enough.
Yeah.
Whether or not
it's on that line.
Yeah, and that makes me concerned. Not concerned, I guess I should say. It makes me, I guess, fascinated by how fair use is like determined. Like, there's no clear criteria for it. It's just kind of like, is it transformative enough? It's like, well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like, who decides that?
Very vague.
I guess YouTube decides that now, but, you know.
Yeah.
Who at YouTube? What reviewer? You know, is it just some random guy they hired from India who just looks over the videos and he's like, ah, whatever.
Yeah, he's like, oh, yeah, sure, fine.
Speaking of people in India, there's
Okay.
because of no, it's fine. I'm not going where you think I am. Because of like AI, going back to AI, a lot of people have been laid off their jobs. I remember there was like this thing where like a lot of Google overseas employees, like oh, the Nigerian guy was actually talking to me about this. He said that like thousands of people lost their jobs at once with like Microsoft.
Yeah.
With like no warning. They're just like, oh, we found a way to like replace you with like robots. And that's it. They just don't have a job anymore.
Yep.
And that's it. That's all I was gonna say. I don't know how that relates to what I was just talking about. Oh, yeah, fair use. So, you get it. How are we gonna get an AI to train like is it like how something's transformative enough when we don't even have a criteria ourselves for what equals transformative enough? We don't have like a percentage, you know?
Yeah, it's not like, oh well, it's this part takes up this much of the video or the work. So when you do this, it's, you know.
God, people are loud outside. I don't know. I'm kind of nearing the end of my my Steam. I don't know if I really have anything else to talk about. I kind of want some pogos.
Well, if we got nothing else to talk about, we may as well put while we're ahead, which is catchphrase of wasted potential.
I don't want to make
quit
that
while you're ahead.
catchphrase. I don't want that. I want to make. Wait, that's actually a pretty good catchphrase. No, because quit while you're ahead implies that the future will be bad, and you should quit before it gets bad. We should say quit before you get ahead.
So no head?
I gotta find a new co-host. Oh, we can get guests on. Oh, Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, join our podcast.
Elon Musk. Who's your favorite Monster Musume girl?
Elon Musk, who's your favorite child slave?
Donald Trump. Donald Trump. What does Hillary's pussy taste like?
Oh man, that would have killed people back in 2016.
Oh. I wish he was still president. I do. He was so funny. He was so funny.
It's okay. We're Canadian.
Yeah, it's okay. No, we're in the post game now. We can talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, we're post game lobby.
Yeah, I find it interesting because he would just be like, he would just be like, have a controversy every single week, and people would be like, hey, you did this, and he'd be like, yeah, whatever. It's just so funny. I love that.
Really
I love that
bad.
so much.
He was really funny though.
Now it's just, I mean, Joe Biden's kind of funny, but he doesn't do it intentionally. He's just kind of like,
No.
Demented.
He's demented. He has dementia. He's not demented.
Oh, I thought demented was like the prefix, or the word for dementia.
No, demented is more like demonic, I guess.
Oh,
It's closer to that,
okay.
or at least that's how I understand it.
Should we save this game? Is there a way to save this game? Because I kind of want to, because we put a lot of work in getting these power guns up. I don't know.
Yeah, there's no way to save this game.
Oh, I burped. Let's get around 200 then.
Yeah.
Should we stop recording before we get to around 200, or?
Let's hit 200 and then we'll do outro or whatever.
Okay. And we'll say okay.
We'll say goodbye.
Let me see my hat. I could talk about there's some conversation topics like here which I feel like are really long, which I should have brought up earlier.
Oh well.
Okay, I'll talk about porn real quick. So like, you know, Western porn, it's all very boring. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, let's have sex. Oh man, we need to have sex right now for some reason.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's lame. There's no like it's a meme, but it's like I want some kind of plot to make it interesting. There's no scenarios that are interesting. It's just like here's two people in a room. Look, they're having sex. I guess that's all like Western people need for porn.
I mean, I guess.
Like I'm included in that, but I don't. I need more. I need more. I'm a Western who needs like Japanese porn has very interesting scenarios. Like that time I was at school and my brother time traveled from the future to save the Earth by having sex with me, so we would give birth to a superhero who also has sex with me eventually. I'm like, oh, what's the story here?
Yeah, you have my interest.
Yes. That one time I was at a game show and it was which girl do you think is cute? And no, one of them was actually my mom. It's like, oh, I wonder how they're gonna get past this family trouble.
They're gonna fuck. That's how they're gonna get past it.
It's just interesting. I like it. They put like you can do anything. Like the fact that nobody cares about the story means you don't have to put effort into having it be really good. Just have it be something. Not like, oh, help, bro, I'm stuck in this washing machine, which I can clearly just get out of at any time. I hate that so much, dude. I'm a stuck in wall fan, and there's these stock videos like, I'm stuck in the washing machine. Like, bitch, no, you're not.
She's not really stuck.
She's not. I don't think you're really
poser.
stuck. I don't think you're really siblings.
You know, I'm inclined to believe that you two aren't related.
I don't think you're a real babysitter. Like, they don't even try. Like, this is why I would, like, this is why I'm going to film school, because I want to be a porn director, because I'm going to say, hey, bitch, if you're not going to act, you're not going to fuck. Get out.
Get out. I ain't got time for this horse shit.
I can pretend to have an orgasm. I don't care. Pretend to be a babysitter. Try harder. Like, anyone can pretend like they're having sex. It's easy. I assume.
I mean, I pretend I have sex.
Yeah. Just everyone masturbates, you know, just do that, but like, it's another person.
But like it's another person.
Yes. I hate it. I wish they put... The Western has such great... They have like 4K cameras. They have all the lenses you can imagine. I'm in film school, so I know this shit now. I know how high production values they have, and they just don't do shit with it. It makes me... It's wasted potential!
It's wasted potential!
Ah, we brought it back! Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding, up, 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 up.
We brought it back, boy!
Like Dojins! You know Dojins? They all have interesting concepts.
Dojins are high quality.
We talked about the one with the cat girls, and he goes to Isekai. Like, you could do that in real life. It wouldn't be that hard. Yeah. Like, if you had the funds. You know why they don't? Because they don't care. Because nobody gives a shit. Nobody wants to admit that they want better plots in their porn. Because they're like, oh, that's stupid gay stuff.
Yeah.
Like, even if I was watching gay porn, I'd want them to have better plots. Like, oh, I wonder what this character's doing in my locker room.
I think the other half of it, too, is that a lot of people over here probably don't watch as much porn.
I don't think anybody watches as much porn as me.
What? No. I'm inclined to agree with you on that.
That's why I need to.
But like, the reason why Japanese porn is so fucking, I guess, out there is a lot of people watch it over there.
Yeah, their declining birth rates are there for a reason.
Yeah, they ain't got time to do anything else.
That's true. That is true. I guess maybe we need a declining birth rate before people finally start giving a shit about, you know, their porn.
Yeah.
You know, there's no good parodies. When's not like everyone makes fun of the parodies? You know how amazing it would be to have a parody of, like, I don't know, what's a popular Western thing now that isn't Puss in Boots? Like having a really nice Avengers parody. You could do that. Where the Hulk and Black Widow have sex or something. I don't know. But no, it's always like some shitty costume. And they're like, we need to have sex to stop Dr. Osmosis. It's like, you can do better than that. I know you can do better than that. Okay, that's it. That's enough. That's all the porn. We're at around 200. We can stop now.
Yep. Alright.
Okay.
Waste potential is gone.
We're leaving early.
We're wasting your time.
We're wasting because we're wasted potential.
And I'm gonna get wasted.
I'm gonna go jerk off to Lolicon Futanari.
Oh.
What's up?
I mean, same, but like, don't say it out loud.
Don't say it out loud. If you don't want people to know, what are you, fucking weirdo? Alright, get me out here. Okay,
right,
so goodbye.
Cut the fucking camera.
It's cut! It's cut! I cut it just now! This is not being recorded right now! I just cut it!
Alright, good.
What would you say if I lied?
I'd probably scream the N-word.
Do it right now.
As loud as I can.
I'm not even recording right now, do it.
I don't even do that when you're not recording.
You're right to say that because I am recording. Okay, I'll stop.
Ah.